Clay doesn't like to wear headphones.
He'll do what he's told.
Well, he doesn't ever
You
wear
notice I don't have them on.
He doesn't wear them. All right, here we go.
I got a boisterous voice. I'm good.
It's not for talking. That's the microphone. For listening.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely. Well, no. I can't hear shit.
Picture taken and all sorts of stuff. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Double T British Kennels and Pacific Game Calls. I am Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
Yeah, you screwed that up last time.
What'd I say?
It was British. You said British Labs, and it's British Kennels.
Well, thank you for calling me out on that, Michelle.
You're
That's
welcome.
what I need is more
Quality.
positive.
Everybody needs a quality control
I'm
person.
telling you,
That's
all
me.
of them.
Yeah,
That's
quality
me.
control.
I thought everybody got married. I got like 2 of them now.
I got one named Haley. That's my oldest daughter, grammar teacher, so she's always correcting my ass.
My dad told me one time, someone asked him, Ron, you gonna get married? He said, if I want somebody to bitch at me, I'll just get around Jeff.
Amen.
With us today is Mitch McLemore, a good friend, football coach at Haskell High School,
Goose.
home of Chad McGee, and
Maverick.
That's the goose.
and Clay Reid, who might be the greatest varmint hunter in the history of the world.
I'd agree.
You need an Indian name.
He's
You're such a good.
Yeah.
Definitely the Coyote Man.
I can't remember there is actually a. I remember seeing something the other day. There is a fictitious guy called the Coyote Man, and it's an Indian name. I can't remember what the hell it was, but
But he is
Yeah,
Goose
that's-
and I am Maverick,
no,
for the record.
that is the
Ask
Goose
him who
and
got
I
the
am the
trophy.
Maverick.
Ask him who got the trophy.
Who's got the trophy?
Nobody got the trophy. I wind up having the trophy.
Now-
it was a gun.
But you
We had a
traded
Top
me a
Gun
gun.
award.
Mitch is a state champion, and no one else in this room can say that.
No.
And the
I'm
Maverick.
wearing a fucking buckle, buddy.
Yeah, that's a
Texas
buckle,
state
though.
champion. This is state
What
champion.
is that?
For what?
Texas Coyote Calling champion, state champion.
Is that your own contest?
Yes.
You can't win your own contest. That don't.
That
I've
don't
done it
count.
4
No.
times, motherfucker. Worked my ass off. Don't tell me I can't. Can't couldn't shit. Died of constipation. Motherfucker.
Did you get a swimming pool, Mitch?
We did.
You poor bastard.
No.
Yes, I'm telling you right now.
18 moves, and, well, more than that. I don't remember all of them, but that's all she's ever wanted.
I'm not saying
just a
she's
pool.
not happy. I'm calling you a poor bastard because I had made a post yesterday.
I saw it.
Christmas lights in swimming pools? Hell no.
She doesn't do the Christmas lights. She put lights around the back porch for whatever atmosphere.
She's a water bug. He had to get that
Yes,
goddamn pool.
she'll
I
lay out
guarantee-
there with her
Yeah.
in the sun and sprinklers. She'll be there for
I will
hours.
visit him a lot more often now that he's got a pool. I got
We go pick Dylan up. We'll make a little swing by the McLemore's house.
See, and now that Kelly's got them new titties, I'm gonna have to bring her down there. So they
True.
both lay out.
Remember, I
Man, old
took
Mitch
care,
be sitting up there. You like the pool, girls? You like the pool?
and I took care of the Knox City Country Club pool for a couple of years.
I remember that.
Yeah, wasn't that
That'll
bad.
help you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting paid.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad.
Okay, I'm just telling you, we're going to have this conversation in 3 years. You're going to say, boy, Jeff, you've a lot of wisdom right there.
No, because it's her pool.
You've
made
been
that-
married too long for that. You're
That-
smarter than that.
That it's her pool. So I went when we made this last move. I said,
I call bullshit
whatever you
on
want to do. I have not paid attention to whatever. Just get it done. Whatever you think's best. And she's done an amazing job. But I have no idea what we spent. None of that.
My
Don't
wife's
care, it ain't your
pool
business.
and my wife's vacuum needs her fat pool boy to come and fix the vacuum. I'm just telling you.
I didn't need that
Well, they
visual
got-
in my head.
Sancho.
They put up with us, so we can do the pool thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I've got one too. And
Yeah.
and I was thinking the other day, shit, the grandkids have been in it 5 times this year. But by the math, we'd be better off just to fucking go to Wet and Wild.
Well, that's like them fucking Sea-Doos. I bought them goddamn Sea-Doos. How I bought them CDs. This is funny. That guy over there at CNS Fun Center, which now I think it's Herb Easley Power Sport. But the first set of CDs I bought a few years ago.
The first set.
Yeah, the first set. When I bought them is when the drought started. That's how lucky I am. But I kind of wanted one CD, and I wanted to use one. Hell, I was a poor boy. I didn't have no goddamn money. So I go over there, and I had to go look at some cows over at Henrietta. So I said, hell, I'll just pull in there. Boy, this motherfucker, he knew what he was professional. So I come in there, and I'm looking, and I said, hey, you got any used CDs? And he goes, no, not really. So
The good deal's on the new ones.
yeah, we just deal on new ones. I said, oh, okay. He goes, you want a new one? And I said, no. So I'm just looking. I really don't. And he goes, well, let me run your credit. And I said, no, I got fucking good credit. And he goes, well, let me. I said, no, I don't want a new one. And he keeps on. He goes, well, let me run your credit. I said, listen, dude, I fucking got like an 804 fucking credit rating. My credit is superior. And he goes, well, let me just run it. So finally I filled out the credit app, and he runs it back, and he comes back there a little bit later, and he goes, well, got declined. What? Ain't no fucking way I got declined. I just checked that motherfucker, and he goes, well, what they say it was for? And he goes, well, it don't tell me that. It just says it's declined. Bullshit.
You're going to show
I said,
him.
this motherfucker, there ain't no goddamn way to fucking decline my goddamn. I got a motherfucking 804 fucking credit rate. Well, I'm mad son of a
Pissed
bitch.
him off.
Oh, this motherfucker played me like a fucking fool. And he was like, hey, I'm not saying you do or you don't, and boy, doubting me. And motherfucker, I make one goddamn call. Boy, I call my banker, Bill fucking Crutcher. I called old Bill and said, hey, Bill, my credit good up there? He goes, hell yeah. He goes, I buy a CD. He goes, hell yeah, buy two of them. I said, yeah, I want two of them motherfuckers. Give me two of them motherfuckers. And a trailer, give me the whole give me some tarps on it. And he goes, told you I had motherfucking good credit. I drive back to fucking Arkansas. I showed him, didn't I?
He tells that story right now. I said, this guy come in with bad credit and got two of them. So bitch by calling his buddy. The
Yeah.
That's right.
It's some bitch call. Yeah, I wonder how many motherfuckers he done that to. Yeah, he seen a prideful motherfucker.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And what was bad is that was the first two CDs I bought. Never rained again for 5 years. And, the lakes went dry. I sold them bastards. The great flood came. So I wound up buying these other ones 3 or 4 years ago. And fuck, nobody used them motherfuckers but me. And I just drive around the fucking lake by myself.
Well, you saved my boat one day.
Yeah, I did.
You run out of gas?
No, I had it anchored crappie fishing in their tubes. He took his Sea-Doo because he likes to drive. And I'm going to let him drive my boat.
This son of a bitch will get on that goddamn boat. I have been on the boat with him. You go out there, and when you get on the boat with him, you're stranded. It's like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, you're on an island.
fucked.
Yeah.
And so, Clay's got crackhead in him, If I ain't catching shit, we're going somewhere else. Not this son of a bitch. That motherfucker all day. I like it.
You'll stay in the same spot?
7
I'll
hours.
I'll hunt them, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I got kidnapped on there like fucking all day one day. I said, after that, I said, nah, I'll take my Sea-Doo and carry my goddamn.
And thank
gear
God he
to-
did that day because didn't put my power pole down. Wind came in, we looked up and that sucker was halfway out in the bay.
Yeah, I forgot
Gonna
about
crash
that.
in the rocks, so I got on back to the Sea-Doo and he saved my boat.
Saved the
So
day.
you pumped him across the lake, the old-fashioned
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So
Little-
you had two Sea-Doos. Your kids didn't like using them?
They don't fucking fuck with them. I mean, could you imagine when we was in high school and we'd had two brand new
Oh,
Sea-Doos?
yeah.
I would have never got off. I can remember
A
old
poor
Gary.
kid like me would have appreciated
Yeah,
it.
you remember Gary McDonald?
I know that name. I
Oh,
don't.
you know him. He went to Old High for a little while. But old Gary, he had a little bit more money than us. But he had a boat. And I can remember it was late. It was almost Thanksgiving. And we're still out there. He had a boat. And we're out there on Lake Kickapoo water skiing. And with a redneck wetsuit. Redneck wetsuit is double socks, blue jeans, and a long sleeve shirt. that's what you, so you could try to stay warm. Because we had this game, we slalom, water skis, and you went from one jug to the other jug to see how many times you can cross the wake.
Yeah.
And we did that fucking every day.
Gary
Till we
Mc-
finally tore.
Gary McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
Was his dad a bookie, Tony?
No, he was a retard. That son gun, he's good.
I'm trying to think who this kid is.
Huh?
You remember old Slurpee? One of the Venegas boys. He didn't have a chin.
Greg.
Yeah, they called him Slurpee.
Boy, I know. I gotta know that guy.
He probably hung out with Mud Duck, who I still do not
What?
have a clue.
Did you ever find out?
No,
Never did
nobody
find
else
out.
knows who he is either.
Yeah,
I think he's a ghost.
the ghost, Mud Duck. Yeah. Oh, Gary, he was something else.
Do you remember what you had for breakfast? Because you can remember shit like 30 years in the past. Like, there's got to be some trade-off somewhere.
It's amazing how some shit I can, and then I can't remember if I walked in that door sometimes.
Do you ever have your wife ask you about something? You're like, shit, I forgot
Dude.
that all the time.
Dude,
Go in the store and forget what you came for?
I do
Yeah.
that shit all the time, and she'll ask me, and I'm like,
What really pisses you off, and like in my business, is when you go through a gate, you come out of a pasture, get 10 miles down there and go, did I shut that goddamn gate?
That's
And then you drive all the way down there, close the fucking gate, and then drive back and go, did I shut that fucking gate? Drive all the way. I mean,
That sounds.
I've drove to the
familiar.
store before and got home, and one item she wanted, I was like, fuck, just turn around and walk out. But I think now we've been married so long, and Michelle's getting old, and I'm getting old. She's getting older, though. Women age faster than men do. But I think she lies to me about shit she told me to do because she knows I forget shit.
Yeah.
I think she just makes up shit. Or
I
I told you that.
guarantee-
Yeah, I
yeah.
told you that. No, you fucking didn't. Yeah, I did. No, there's no way.
They're born with old souls. I believe that.
I'm telling you. Does Kim ever bitch at you much?
Not much. I mean,
Because
when
I've
it-
never seen her mad ever.
Well,
I know you have.
yeah. and she's definitely, when she lets go, she lets go. I mean, yeah,
So that's a bad day for Mitch when
that's
she
a
is.
bad day.
Now, Marnie, your daughter, one of the sweetest people I know in the world.
Yes.
I've never seen Marnie upset either.
I ain't
And I was
never seen
around.
her with a
I was
frown.
around your kids a lot when they were living
Right.
around Knox City every day. I mean, all the time.
She's very smooth sailing, easy raising, unlike Ty, who was easy raising, but quite a little troublemaker. But so is my grandson. I mean, they're
A lot alike.
into everything.
But-
Yeah,
but
testing
Marnie-
limits. Marnie would never like that, but I have seen her upset, and when she gets upset, she's just like Kim.
So her husband has seen the same side of her.
I'm
that you
quite
see-
sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now she's a nurse practitioner, right?
that's right. That's right. She works at a clinic there in Lubbock, and he's a fireman for Lubbock.
Yeah, I knew that. He's been a fireman a long time, hasn't he?
He has is at Plainview. Nobody knows. They gave him the Medal of Honor or Valor because he went in a burning building, kept the fire hose on the fire so the other firemen could get people out. Yeah, they were cooking meth, I believe.
Oof.
Anyway, it was so hot. He's got his helmet. It melted his helmet. Yeah, he's a go-getter. We're overly blessed with Jacob and Victoria as our other children. Yes.
That firefighters, that's a tough gig to get into now. I mean, the attrition rate is pretty high,
Yeah, he applied like, I don't know, 3 times
really.
and made it the last time. Yeah, made it to the finals every time.
And I don't know what it is about Lubbock, but I also think Lubbock, the fire department and the police department, is difficult to get onto.
Very difficult. Everybody.
The
wants
Lubbock
to
Police
be on.
Department has a ton of turnover, though.
Yeah, the
Well, I
fire
don't-
department does not.
But I think the Lubbock Police Department does. It did a long time ago. And it's great. And I think a lot of those big city police departments that turnover is they want to try to get on with the highway patrol or something. The state, because it's a better job.
I mean,
I wouldn't want to work Wichita Falls for shit. That's becoming little Chicago.
Hey,
That
no
fucking dude got
kidding.
killed in Scotland Park last night.
I know,
Saw that.
dropping like flies. Hell, I think they've had more murders this year than they've had in the last 2 years combined.
7 murders so far, and I
Yeah.
think 5 of them have been in the last month and a half or something.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't watch
Yeah.
news anymore. So
I
that's
see it
amazing.
on my communist feed
Yeah.
from Facebook. The thing is crazy about Wichita Falls is it's not Wichita. It's the young people. They have zero respect for the law, and they have zero respect for life.
That's pretty much nationwide.
yeah.
No, it's not just Wichita, but it is
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's
You
an
just
epidemic. Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
horrible, and you can't get young people to commit to do shit hardly.
it's not the young people though. It's the culture our generation helped create.
Oh, we started
Yeah.
this.
Yes, and they're good parents, bad parents always have been, but supper table doesn't happen anymore. You know, accountability doesn't happen like it used to. So there's a sense of, you know, the far left throws crap out there. The squeaky wheel gets the grease type deal, and that's the culture we live in. And they got Facebook and social media, and that's a huge problem, you know. From what I've seen, it's not that the kids have
time
changed.
out generation.
Exactly. Instead of bust your
Just
butt
take a
and get back
time
to
out.
class, and we don't do that anymore.
Andy's boys are unicorns. They've got a mom and a dad in the house.
I think that's a big thing too.
They have a meal.
Huge.
They eat. We eat supper at 6 o'clock at the lodge, and so y'all eat close to 6 about every night too, don't y'all? It's just kind of switch year round. They have a meal. They sit down and have a meal. Whether it's out here during hunting season, we eat that together as a family. We do family stuff. They do great stuff as family. They go to church as a family. They do stuff. But those kids are unicorns because there's not very many kids around them that are raised that way.
That's right.
That have no clue what that is. But when we were kids growing up, we had that. I was a poor kid, but I still had dinner
We did
every
too.
night. And you just don't see it much anymore. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. I was talking to a lady at Dollar General today. I was checking out, and I asked her, I said, y'all haven't, they close at 7 o'clock some nights because they don't have nobody to work.
Exactly.
She goes, we can't keep employees in here. We can't. Nobody wants to work.
Closed.
They're
Just
closed.
closed.
Definitely.
Period.
Yeah, because their air conditioner is governed by their wherever they can't touch the.
Thermostat.
They couldn't touch the thermostat if they wanted
And
to.
so it's hot as hell in there.
Yeah, and hell, the poor old gal that's working it. Yeah, I just saw it yesterday that closed indefinitely.
Yeah, and that's
And that, if not, they were already working on like from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock. How are them employees going to make 11?
yeah.
Shit.
But that's this lady told me, she goes, I drive 100 miles to come to work. Now I can't believe she can't find a job a little closer because there's a lot of jobs out there. So I'm thinking, you know, she coming from
Which 100 miles?
Wellington. I mean, who knows? But anyway, she drives that far to come to work every day, and she may be the manager, and they may be paying her a lot of money. But she goes, I can't get nobody to work in here. But she goes, it's the adults that have raised these kids that are young and they don't want to work. She goes, they show up one day and they want to work 2 hours, and they turn around and walk out. And that's exactly right.
But we wouldn't let them work till they're 16 or 17 or whatever it is. We grew up working.
Yeah, you had to
Different
if you
deal.
wanted anything.
Damn right.
You know, I don't know how these parents pay for cell phones. Fucking fun. If I'd have asked my mom, or my dad especially, if I'd have said, can I get a $1,300 cell phone? My dad's favorite thing, and I hated this saying, and I don't use it very often to my kids, or I don't have to no more, is people in hell want ice water. He used to say that shit all the time. I used to hate that fucking saying. Because it didn't matter what I asked for, so people in hell want ice
But
water.
you remember it.
All the time. But if
Yeah.
I'd asked for a $1,300 phone, he'd have said something besides that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
My dad
Out of your
had
fucking mind.
another
That's
saying. It was, you know what they say in Russia? What? Tusky shitsky.
Yeah, but that's exactly right. But these kids
Yeah.
today, dude, and what shocks me is the people in town that don't have shit. I mean, they don't have nothing. Their kids got $1,300 fucking cell phones.
all got a
Yeah,
cell phone.
They got Dish TV or
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
I'm like,
PlayStation.
how-
Zero turn mowers. Everybody but us has one. Yeah. May not have a pot to pee in, but they got a
Zero
zero
turn.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers are awesome.
ride,
Yeah.
ride it to the liquor store.
I guarantee I will rob a liquor store to get me one.
Have y'all seen The Social Dilemma?
Yes.
No, but I was told I need to
Everybody
watch
should
that.
have to watch that.
Scary.
It is. They created Facebook, the logarithms, Twitter. One guy created one that will never end.
Yeah. It's a continuous feed. It's a feedback loop,
Yes.
is all
They-
that it is.
They don't let their kids have phones.
Yes.
Or be on computers. Their own kids. They left the business even though they
Created
helped
it.
create it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said if you click on one, like if you like a Republican post, right-leaning post, you'll see 3 more of those tomorrow,
Yep.
and then by a week, Facebook has drug you. So like you started out liking something that was kind of in the middle, kind of skewed Republican, but you're a year into it of liking shit. You're so far to the right, and that's all you see on your
That's
feed.
right.
That's all you see on your news feed. And then something Democratic happens on the left, and you're like, why the fuck don't these people see it? And you just get so angry, like, how are they not seeing the same shit that I'm seeing? But they like something that was a little left leaning.
Yep.
And then they're a year into it, and now all they see is shit from the left, and it's just created. It's literally ripped this country. Half people are over here, half people are over
That's
here,
right.
and the people in the middle, tough ski skitski.
Those are called peckerwoods.
Independent thought is
Yeah.
a
In the
rare
pen-
thing anymore.
In the
gone.
pen, that's what they're
gone.
called.
Yeah, we had one on the
We
other
had a
day.
peckerwood on a week
yeah,
ago.
That's what.
James.
Well, my buddy just got out of the federal penitentiary. He's been there 18 years, and that's what he was.
Well, life's
He
changed
was-
since he left, huh?
yeah, and he's a badass, and he's a bad motherfucker. This dude is, and he said up there, he said I wasn't a badass. He said I was a peckerwood. He said now we had to fight, and peckerwoods had to fight, but I was neither here or I was neither there. I was in the middle. That's what you call a peckerwood.
Peckerwood.
And he said, but still, when shit goes down, you got to fight for your side.
Whatever.
Side.
You got to take a side.
But I don't know what to do about the problem. I mean,
I
I
do.
guess keep the kids off of
I get
social
that
media as
power
long as
back.
you
Show
can.
everything.
Yeah, you need to do that deal. I seen they got that promise pledge deal going now. I can't remember what. No phone or something.
Yeah.
No phone, no internet until you're like 14 years old.
All right.
Till you turn
Amen.
14.
That's
I
a really
think
good
that'd be
idea.
great.
They've got a big movement for. They've actually got a site and the whole deal. But hell, what fucking 5-year-old needs a goddamn smartphone?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how things are in this country, though, and y'all all know this. They're having talks right now about people are going to take their 5-year-old kids under and go to COVID vaccine. Something that's 99.9% not going to affect them anyways. Why the fuck would you go put that shit in them?
That's
And there are
that's the
people.
least of-
They're
and there are-
indoctrinated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there
Yeah.
are people that are fighting right now that I can't believe that you're going to send your kid to my school not, vaccinated when my kids all are and stuff. Why would you get a vaccine for your fucking 5-year-old kid?
Exactly.
These are the same people that believe that you ought to be able to kill a baby after up to
Yes.
like a month or
Yeah.
two after birth.
Yes.
After birth.
Yeah.
Send this motherfucker back. I can't do it.
If you don't like it,
If they took-
I liked it the other day.
You
Somebody
got a 30-day
said, well,
return policy.
Does a guy get that privilege if he decides he wants to admonish all responsibility to the baby? Is that
Yeah.
good?
Yeah. Listen,
Well, I don't know about that.
What if they moved it back to when kids started teething?
Yeah. Well, that's what that's what he said. How far can you go? But
Yeah.
I think up to 2. I think
you
And
should be able to kill a
That's
kid.
2 years
insanity.
old. You want to kill a kid?
It just
But
blows my
that's-
mind.
That's the type.
But social media, the left screams the loudest, the longest. Failure on our part.
Well, it's because we're too busy working.
Well, we
Yeah, that's a lot of
We got
truth in
shit to
that.
do.
yes, and have a modicum of respect for people
Yeah.
and their thoughts and opinions, but they keep yelling. We don't. We have to learn how to fight.
If next week at 1:00 in the afternoon, if they said, "Hey, let's all go to Austin on a gun rally," you're not going. I'm not going. You're not going to go.
Got a
And
job.
you're not going to go.
I got shit to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if they have a fucking let's abort 3-year-old kids or kill them, line them up and kill them in the school, or not in the schoolyard, because then they're against that.
Right.
But they don't have a problem aborting a baby up to birth, and so I just don't understand the
Explain
logic.
that,
There's
yes.
none. I saw a lady wearing a sign the other day that said, "I wish my mom would have aborted me." Fucking, I do too, bitch. Hell, I'm right there with you.
But it's indoctrination through media. Doctors, same thing. I'm dealing with a lot of doctors, which in the evenings my speech is harder, medication, all that good stuff. But I'm dealing with these doctors, and I'm going, no, I'm not that guy. That's not the way it is. But this is the way the science says. I said, which science?
Yeah.
Which science are they getting?
Yeah.
And my daughter's a nurse practitioner. We've had this discussion, and they're trained in a way that subconsciously turn a blind eye to certain things when they need to open their eyes to certain things. What the patient is saying, not everybody's the same. You know what I mean?
I went to the doctor last week and I had some blood work done. I hadn't had a physical in 2 years, and I just had COVID. Didn't know it, but I had the antibodies are off the chart and stuff. He said, "You've had COVID just now." When Puerto Rico is leading the world, and we just come back in San Juan where we were at, so I'm assuming I probably got it there. But I take ivermectin. I never got sick or nothing. I mean, I didn't. I take it, and I take it as a preventative. Well, maybe it didn't keep me from getting it, but it kept me from not getting really sick. So I don't know, but I don't
But you got to
understand.
be careful who you tell, because you don't want insurance or doctors or anybody to know anything like that, because it's like chemo. It's a $1 trillion industry.
That's right. That's exactly right. And so, but my point was on this medicine shit is that we are taking so much medicine and shit. Maybe we don't need to take as much shit. Let our
Exactly.
bodies do the job for us. Now we're going to
Exactly.
talk on health because you've had cancer since you were on with us last time.
Yep.
And you're beating cancer.
God's beating it, yes.
Yeah, right. And it's a tough battle for you. How much weight have you lost?
I've gained weight since I started chemo and had my third expansion of the throat. But I started at 139. I'm up to 165.
You got down to 139 pounds.
Yes.
You,
They
yeah,
won't
you
put
started
in
at what, 230?
Yeah.
So you lost 90 pounds.
I was 190 at Petrolia when the trouble started with my throat. And by the time we got to the first chemo, it was 139.
And how long did it take before you started feeling better from chemo?
I didn't really feel bad. I just couldn't eat. And my energy level wasn't good. Of course, had football season, all that. Didn't have time. Had a bleed out. Was in the hospital a weekend. Got anemic. It took about a month, I guess, before I felt a real change, the good way, going positive.
You had a
as
bleed in
far
your
as-
neck?
No, out the other end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're one of the toughest bastards I know,
Yeah,
and I
no
mean
shit.
that. I mean that in a complimentary way because
you
I've known
blew
you a
your-
long
About
time.
that.
You blew
Oh,
your
fuck.
Achilles when I was
Yeah.
in school.
I've blown
that
both
hurt.
of mine out. You played fucking half of a basketball game
Yeah.
still with it.
Yeah, it hurt like hell.
It's like I was crying for
No,
mama.
Ain't none of them as bad as the day we played softball up over. And I hate to say the motherfucker's tough, but
Oh, Jeff.
we were playing softball one time, and he hit a ball in there, and he blowed his fucking hamstring out, and of course, I called him pussy. You motherfucking pussy. Goddamn, we can't.
Oh,
win.
yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't have
Scotland.
And then he blowed the other motherfucker out, I think, didn't you?
Yeah,
He
the
blowed
quad.
both of them and was still fucking playing the ball.
I was trying not to, but y'all wouldn't let me.
He
I
is-
pulled him?
I told him, I
My
said, go get
pitch.
some of them goddamn Triactin pills. He, what? Yeah, Triactin like a fucking man.
But he's a hard-headed son of a bitch too.
I'll tell you, he
Are
played the
you-
whole motherfucker.
You,
Yeah.
you still drink Red Bulls?
No.
Have they sued you for non-support?
No.
Coming after
I
ya?
had 5 before every game.
Five?
Through Junction.
God,
And,
look at
I
Clay.
mean,
Are you fucking
from
serious?
lunch till the game. And
So in a 7-hour window, you'd have 5.
I quit after the heart attack. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No
the
shit.
Widowmaker. Yeah. Them some bitches hurt.
The Widowmaker?
Oh, yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
only person I've ever played golf with that drank coffee,
Yeah, I like my caffeine.
Dr.
All
Pepper,
All day.
Dr. Pepper, coffee, Red Bull, and cigarettes. And he's playing golf. I said, "What are you doing?" That's relaxes me. How the fuck are you relaxed? There are crackheads right now cooking meth somewhere
And
that are
what's
more
bad
relaxed.
is he's bad influence on me because every
Yeah.
time we go hunting, I'm the.
That's true.
I don't even do none of it. Yeah.
So you,
I corrupted him.
you
Poor
still
old
drink
Lynn.
coffee?
No,
You don't drink coffee
don't
no
have
more.
a taste for it anymore.
COVID
Really?
changed my taste buds on coffee the first time I had COVID 2 years ago.
I claim not to have had it. I tested positive at the quick test, and that was there's
You quit coffee?
60%.
Yeah.
I went and got blood test, more accurate, negative.
That's
Couldn't
what
do
we're
the
going by.
surgery.
So you don't think you ever had COVID, did you? But your taste buds have changed.
I think that's through the heart
And
attack.
it
the-
could be from that because I had
all that.
my stomach surgery
I drink
changed
it
some things,
sometimes if
but,
it's cold.
But after COVID, like meat don't taste good anymore at all, and that's the same because I like steak and shit. But just
My tastes have changed. Yes.
chicken, it still tastes okay, but steak does not. It tastes beef does not taste good to me no more. Don't taste right.
Steak's hard for me to eat still a little bit. I've got to get good steak and cut it up right, even though it's full throat and all that good stuff. It's sort of, you can catch a hanger is what I call it, and that's how it all started. Had a big ulcer in my throat. I thought it was, that flap there
You know
or
how to
something
get
like
them
that.
ulcers in that throat, don't you?
Nah.
Same thing Cinderella said when she got to the ball.
So you were just eating and you felt something
I
hang
got
up?
where one day I could eat, next day I'd gag. I guess you'd say. Had bad episodes by the time we got to Haskell. Marnie and Kim got to see one, so I wouldn't go out to eat. it was brutal. Chicken noodle soup, sometimes a cheese sandwich, and
I need to lose weight, but I don't want to do that now.
no. At 139, they wouldn't put that tube in. I said, I'm not doing that. And they said, it'll help you. I said, if you'll stretch my throat, it'll help me. And got that done a little bit. The second one, I gave him a butt chin before the third one. I said, be a badass and get this crap done. I said, if I die, go too far, it's okay.
I'm not living
I
right
got a
anyways.
room full of witnesses.
Yes.
He said, but we have to be careful. I said, to hell with careful. If y'all let me eat, I'll battle cancer. I said, but I got to be able to eat. And he did.
How do they do that?
The throat stretch?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's good stuff when they put you out. While I'm talking to him, the person giving the gas or whatever, I feel a little trickle, and I'm real sensitive to all that. And I said, tell her not to put me under till I'm finished. And she said, I thought I was better than that. I said, no, I can tell what you're doing. You're trying to put me out. I'm not finished talking to him yet. And she started laughing. He said he held his hand up like that. He listened to me. He's a great doctor. Dr. Mathers is a great doctor.
And then they
GI.
and they knock you out.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
you don't know how they
put
do
this
it.
piece in your mouth, and you go to sleep, and you wake up, and after that third one, we went to McDonald's, and I ate 5 cheeseburgers between then and bed.
Good
That's
for
the
you.
best damn thing I ever had in my life.
And you
That's
just
awesome.
you felt so much better.
Oh
Is it
Lord.
just relief, like you just
Oh,
opening
yeah.
your airways?
Yeah. Well, breathing wasn't an issue, but getting stuff stuck was.
Yeah.
And you struggle for breath sometimes. Yes.
So it's not. It's a pretty invasive surgery.
It's really not much to it. I've talked to other people since I've had it that have had it 2 or 3 times, and they'll have to go back in a couple of years sometimes and do it again. Mine was the ulcer that caused it. He couldn't even get the scope down the first one.
All the scar tissue in there.
Well, and the ulcer was still.
Okay.
It was huge. He couldn't get the balloon past it. So he finally worked enough to get it past it, enough he could blow it up a little bit. That helped a little bit. I could still eat soup, but not much. The second one helped. I could eat bread. The third one was the deal. I mean, like I said, Kim said, you want to go through the drive-through? I said, no, I want to go inside and order off the board. I said, real food. And we did, and like I said, best 5 burgers I ever had.
When was your heart attack?
That was January 31st of 19. That was while we were still at Big Spring. And that sucker, I had high blood pressure. Of course, I was a little overweight, stress, all that.
And living in Big Spring.
Yeah, true.
Never get that smell out of your nose.
Oh my God.
But it was a 3-day ordeal. I mean, I'd wake up at night, couldn't sleep, either shoulder, arms hurt, couldn't get in the doctor. And when it hit, Kim saw it one night. I tried to hide it from her. All I could do was put my hands on like a table or a chair and breathe and pray through it. I mean, it like your chest is in a vice.
And you didn't think about going to the emergency room.
Well, the last morning I was at the doctor's office when it opened, and I said, I've got to have help. She took my blood pressure, left the room, came back, said, you're having a heart attack. I said, okay, I'll meet you at the emergency room. She said, you don't understand. I've already called the fireman, and you have no choice. I said, well, I can still drive. She said, no, sir. You cannot drive while you're having
Hard-headed
a heart
son of a
attack.
bitch. I'm telling you.
He learned from the best.
About that time, 4 of these big firemen walk in and said, sorry, dude, you got to go with us.
Sorry.
I said, okay, give me some of the good stuff and let's go.
Let me tell you about his tutor, Marvin Henry.
I'm
No,
Marvin.
he's number one
No,
hard-headed
no,
of all
fuck no,
time.
no.
There's no
I come
second
in-
close.
He went to a doctor to get dick medicine. He's not hard-headed. You did.
I'm fixing to fucking whoop his ass.
Child dysfunction.
It's all fun and games. He starts about my manhood. But
Don't fuck with my manhood and my credit.
I come into the cafe one morning, and Marvin, of course, he goes up there every morning.
Yeah.
I come in there, and Marvin's sitting there, and I sit down with him, and he's over there by himself. And I sit down, and I mean, he's white, gray, you know. I mean, you tell right away something's wrong. I said, God damn, Marvin. I said, you look like shit. He goes, yeah. I said, the hell. And he told me what had happened. He got up in the middle of the night, and he had basically had this heart attack, but he didn't know it, and it hit him. And when it hit him, he grabbed a hold of the microwave on the kitchen counter because he was getting something to drink and ripped that microwave off the deal, fell out on the floor, and was laying on the floor and shit all over himself everywhere on the floor and had this heart attack. Well, then he got up and, you know, wound up getting cleaned up and all that. Comes to the fucking cafe.
Don't go to the doctor.
No, go to
he's
the doctor.
tough, son of a
He
gun,
comes to
too.
the goddamn cafe. He's in there eating, and I said, well, goddamn, Marvin, you had a fucking heart attack, son. We got to get you to the hospital. No, fuck, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I said, bullshit. And I'm trying to take him to Wichita. He ain't having no fucking part of it. And I said, hey, let's just go over to Alney. We'll run over to Alney, 15 minutes, you know, get in real quick. You know, it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Finally, he weekends and he lets me take him over to Alney. We get it. The whole fucking way over there, he just had a heart attack. We know he just had a heart attack. He knows he had a heart attack. Smoking them cigarettes as fast as he could get them.
You knew he
Yeah,
was
take
smoke for
away.
a while.
I said, Marvin. I said, you motherfucker just had a heart attack. I said, quit smoking the cigarette. He goes, well, they ain't going to let me smoke the motherfuckers in there. And so I guarantee you smoked a whole pack of cigarettes between there and there. So we get over there, and we can't even get in because they've got the damn emergency door shut. I beat on the son of a bitch, come out there, and finally get her. I said, Marvin, sit down here. And I told the lady, she was like, all right, what do you need? I said, the man had a heart attack.
Doesn't it piss you off they're never in a hurry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah.
goes,
So
well,
nonchalant.
let us be the judge of that. And I said, I'm telling you, the motherfucker had a heart attack. I said, I ain't no goddamn.
That's what I'm talking about.
And she was like, okay, we'll get him in. Just fail this bad. I said, get the motherfucker. Yeah. Finally, they get him back in there. Well, immediately after they get him on that EKG, they come back there.
Yeah.
You're right. He had a heart attack. Beep, 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 beep. They call
Didn't tell him,
everybody. But funny part, but what ain't funny, but so I got to call his boy, Todd, you know, and tell him, hey, your dad had a heart attack. We're at the hospital. And I got him on the phone. Of course, they're in there working on him, and then all of a sudden, red light, beep, 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 buttons go ever, and more people run in there, and I go, oh, shit.
This ain't looking good.
And old Todd goes, what happened? I don't know. I don't want to tell him. I said, I think your dad just died. I said, because they're all them people. I said, the people just ran in there to help your dad, and the alarms went off. What? And I said, yeah, I can't really tell. I can't see what's going on in there. I know they're working on something in there. And then, boy, about that time, they all come running out of there laughing. And they said, I go, what the hell? He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, either he's okay or they know your dad. He said, what do you mean? He said, well, they all run in there real serious and they all coming out laughing. And he said, either they're glad he died or and he goes, what? And finally, one of the nurses come over there. They'd give him that nitro or whatever over there. And he started puking and shitting at the same time. Had it coming out of both fucking ends. Said they was all worried about it. Said it made one large mess. Well, he's still alive. He's still at it.
See, they still don't know everything about that stuff. Like, I had to have more stents put in. April of 19, Dr. Can't remember his name in Wichita. Badass doctor, though. Went to Highway Park. Bottom right's supposed to be 80% block. He said, no problem, you know. I said, well, we'll see. He gets in there, he can't get the wire through. So I'm sitting there watching, he's going through the wrist, and he said, we got a problem. I said, no, be the badass you're supposed to. Get this shit done. I said, I got to go to the bathroom. And pissed him off. And he starts barking orders, give me a size for this. And I said something. He said, if I want to talk to you, I'll tell you. And anyway, he put in 4 stents. and replace the one I had. And he told Kim out there took 2 hours.
And you're
instead
awake?
of 45 minutes. Yeah, and told her, said, sometimes it's good to have a coach on the table. 'Cause I was getting pissed. Let's
Threw
get
it
this done.
You got all
I
day.
gotta
You got
pee.
shit you want to do.
Yeah.
And
I
I didn't
mean,
know
like
you
he's
were.
trying to tell the woman he's having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Look at that. Let's
Yeah.
check it
And you're
out.
an amateur gynecologist, Clay. You think
yeah,
they get some
right.
respect for that?
Well, we'll be the judge of that,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
I
you
am
got
a
to battle
master.
that stuff.
We I've never had a bad experience at a doctor really, and other than
As a doctor?
no, not as a doctor. I tried that a few times. but
Dr.
no.
Palmer.
I had some really good. I had some good experiences
I
playing
got a
doctor.
license that says I am.
Zach had a heat stroke in football, his junior senior year, full blown heat stroke at Texas Roadhouse after we played at 1 o'clock. I used to get on to Chuck about this shit all the time. Why the fuck do you schedule a 1
Fucking
o'clock
dumbest
game
shit ever.
on Saturday, the first week of the season? It's
August 28th. Let's
Yeah.
go play at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so Zach has a heat stroke playing on the turf. So we go to starts breaking down at full blown shaking, can't do nothing. They call an ambulance. They load him in the ambulance. They take us to Hendricks. We get to the hospital. Michelle's scared to death. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. He's gonna be all right. He's the best place you can be right now is the big hospital. They can do anything for him. Blah blah blah. I don't know really what's gonna go on. I know he's in pretty bad shape though. So we get back. We go there, and they're wanting us to fill out all that fucking paperwork. Give them the insurance card. And this lady, Michelle's like, I just want to see my son. This lady said, well, you're just going to have to wait your turn, the lady that's there. And
That's what you want to say.
Michelle turned into psycho mom. Fast. I mean,
There you go.
Michelle's here, I'm here, and this lady's here. And Michelle said, I can tell by looking at you, you probably don't even have a husband or kids or something like that. It got really chatty, catty real fast. Michelle had enough of her. And that lady just started smarting off. And Michelle goes, if I want your fucking opinion, I'll give it to her. I mean, I've never heard Michelle talk to anybody besides me in the tone that she was talking to this lady.
Done crossed the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
So finally, they let us go back in the back to see Zach. They got him stable. They got all this stuff going into him and stuff. So I sit there and talk to her for a little bit. And the doctor comes in. He goes, he's going to be okay. He's going to probably be sore for a little bit, a lot of cramping. We've given him 3 bags of fluid, whatever it is. He said, y'all can go home in about an hour. So we sit there for a little bit and finally come back. Okay, you release him. So I'm going to go out to get the Suburban, pull up to pick him up. And I walk by there. That lady said, sir. I said, yes. She goes, tell your wife I'm right here when she wants to come apologize to me. That's what the lady tells me.
Oh, you shitting me?
No.
Wow.
You might be waiting a while.
I told that lady, I said, ma'am, and she was kind of laughing with the security guard. I said, it's going to be a cold day in hell before she ever says anything to you without using the word cunt. So I said, you better just back on off. Went and got Suburban, we loaded up and left. I couldn't believe it. I was going to call. I started to call when I got that Monday to call the administrator and say, why do you have someone like this working in the emergency room? Everybody there is going through, this is an ER at a big hospital.
It's the worst day of their life.
Yeah, there's horrible things going on. No matter what, it's a heat stroke, a heart attack, people are dying, whatever.
It's almost like a power deal.
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
I mean,
Yes.
it's power.
But
We got you in control.
she went way out of her way to be a bitch to Michelle about every fucking thing. And Michelle was worried about her son. She could give 2 shits what this lady has to say. And the lady was just a bitch about everything. And Michelle was right. She was. There's times I've seen her get on to people when she wasn't right. This time she was 100% in the right. But that lady,
yeah.
when that lady told me she was right there for her to apologize, like, lady, that shit ain't going to happen. I'm going to tell you
Kim had to go to the hospital this year. She called me at a JV game. On the floor, couldn't move, seized up, thought she was stroking. Anyway, get her there to the hospital in Haskell. Everything's going great. Doctors are great. I'm not knocking them. We got to have them. But Kim is hurting bad. They've given her something for throwing up, nausea. It didn't work. So she asked the nurse for something else. No, ma'am, that's all we can give you. That pissed me off. And I walked up and I said, no, ma'am, go get a doctor. Get her some damn relief right now. I said, that's bullcrap. Okay, I'll go talk to the doctor. You have to battle for yourself. You have to do some free thinking, studying, all that. But Dr. Melnick, cancer doctor, does a great job. But we've had a lot of discussions about stuff.
Where's he out of?
Abilene.
He's out of Somebody else
Texas
went to
Oncology.
Somebody else went to Melnick because I know that deal.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
Because Dad went to oncology in Wichita, and they were the ladies that
Yeah.
work. I'm gonna tell you right
Yes,
now,
they are.
the people that work in a hospice ward,
Amazing.
they have a heart made of gold.
Amen.
I can't compare them to that. It's like you see these adults. I watched a show the other day, and there was an older person, 50 years old, that had Down syndrome. Had the purest heart in the whole world. I mean, just and to me, you got to have that kind of heart to work in a hospice ward. I couldn't do it.
With Donna, Kim's mom, they were amazing. I'm in awe.
Yeah.
I really am.
Dad was up here at the hospital in Knox City, and those gals treated Dad like he was their dad. The best experience of my life was at the Knox County Hospital. But the ladies at the oncology place in Wichita were nice. They'd visit with Dad. And I told Dad over the 5 years that we took him there, because it started out with the leukemia, then it went to the lung cancer, and all the different things we went through, though. But Dad would tell me all the time, he'd say, "Yep, I'd see old Bill up there." He said, "He ain't going to be here in 3 months, I can tell." And then it'd be so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. When they told Dad he had lung cancer, Dad said, he goes, because Michelle's dad died of lung cancer, Charlie. Yeah. And when Charlie called and come and talk to me, and he went by to see Michelle, and he told me, and Dad said, that's the death wish right there. He goes, it's going to get you eventually.
The hardest one to get.
And that's what Dad said. So when Dad got it, he knew. But those people just have such a positive outlook, and their customers are there for anywhere from 3 to 18 months, and then it's.
Yeah, and you got to understand, like oncologists, they see that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And have to deal with it. I don't know how they do it.
Well, and Ron said, like, going there, like, you don't have to look very far to see somebody that's got it way worse than you do.
Right.
Like he said, no matter on my worst day, like, I'd see somebody and they wouldn't have any hair and it'd be skin and bones, and.
Oh, I'm overly blessed.
He's they're not going to be here in another month.
I took Tony. Tony had cancer, and we went to Dallas, and we went to Parkland, or it was one of them hospitals. Was it Parkland we went to? Scott and White. We went to the hospital, though, but we were at the oncology ward, and they went back and ran some tests on Tony, and I'm sitting in the deal with him, you know. I was his wife that day, I guess, since he didn't have one, and we ran her off. So just me and Tony in there. And so anyways, these people keep coming in there, and I was watching, and there was a valet car pull up there, and there's a brand new Mercedes, and the lady gets off the valet. I see another lady gets off the public bus, you know, with nothing on, you know, just barely has it. Cancer doesn't discriminate.
No.
Every background, everything in the world come through them doors that day, and I thought, my God, what a, you know.
Amen. I saw a young lady, first chemo, 19 years old, and I thought, I got no bitches.
No.
You know.
We were at Kenny Chesney, and Michelle was in the bathroom, and I was watching, and it almost made me cry. There was a little girl there about 14 years old with her friends, and she was bald. You could tell she was going through chemo, and I wanted to go tell her I was praying for her, but I just didn't want to ruin. She seemed like she was having a good time.
That's her night.
Yeah, and I just didn't want to intervene. But it bothered me a lot. And I'm not a public prayer, and I'm not one that's going to go across the street to save your ass. But that bothered me a lot.
Right.
So I thought, man, that's somebody's little girl, somebody's grandkid. And I said,
Sure.
It hurt my heart bad to see that little girl like that. And I thought, but she was having fun with her friends, so I didn't want to go up and say, you know, I'm praying for you. But every night when I wake up and talk to God, and I do every night, in the middle of the night, I think about that little girl.
Well,
it's a tough deal.
He gave us a heart for that, for each other, for power of prayer, words, encouragement. It matters. I mean, I could speak from experience. It matters.
Yeah, it does. Life's a crazy thing. Let's talk about you having to go to dick medicine again, Clay, 'cause that was a whole lot better conversation.
Fuck that dick.
Look at what I saw.
No goddamn dick, man.
So the deer, he got his antlers entwined, and then he shed his antlers, and now they're around his neck.
Are they tranquilizing him to try to get him off of him?
I think that's just game cameras.
Yeah,
like he's wearing them there.
I think the state where that at is going to try to tranquilize him to get them off of him.
But he can't get rid of them.
Have you watched Joe Pickett on Amazon Prime about the Wyoming game warden?
No.
It's pretty interesting. I started watching it.
What's his name?
Joe Pickett. It's a series, but it's on Amazon Prime. It's about a Wyoming game warden. There's a series of books out. A guy told me about it, and I'm only on episode 3 of the first season, but it's pretty good.
I don't watch much of anything except cooking videos, fishing videos, and keep up with Clay and y'all on Facebook.
You got to watch this deal called Outlander.
I've seen that.
That's over in...
And the first 2 episodes, you know, we got that buddy of ours, we call him the shrub, old Dwayne Elson.
The shrub.
Yeah, his family tree was a shrub. He's about that damn tall, you know, and a midget.
Almost whipped your butt that one night.
Yeah, you gonna whoop my ass one night. We was in a varmint hunting. We was mouthing back and forth. He said, "Just pull this motherfucker over. I've had about enough of your bullshit." I was laughing about 2 seconds. I had him in. Okay, I give up.
Are you done yet?
Are you done
Yeah, I'm
yet?
good. I'm good.
He come at you then even?
Oh yeah, the motherfucker, he was bad. I was like,
He was on your
He
team?
didn't even reach my ass, much less kick my ass.
He was on your team?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna have
he's
to open a
fucking-
gate. He's in the front seat.
I guarantee you, that's some Mitch. He
had
hunted
enough.
with us. He's amateur. You know, me and Mitch.
Yeah, y'all professionals.
Him and Matt, they would go hunt
Yeah.
with us. He was 2 amateurs.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers- well, that's when wasn't that the night Matt got the hip shot?
Oh,
man?
yeah, I think I got him. Yeah.
Me
He's
and
like,
Matt are in a
boom.
rack. And Kyle comes in,
Clay
runs
killed
off, and
him.
I shoot. No, Matt's standing beside me in the rack, and he goes, boom! Never pulls the gun up here
Hip shot.
from the hip. He goes, and in the dark, boom! I got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
We
sure I
both
got.
looked at each other. No, you didn't. No, you
Hip
didn't.
shot.
But
Shrub was gonna whip your ass.
yeah,
huh?
sure. Well, they had taken the night hard. They looked like they had went 18 rounds with George Foreman, but their eyes were all puffed up, and they were over it. And he was over me calling him a pussy. And yeah, I mean, I warned
So
him.
how did you know this guy before then? I mean, you deal with him all the time?
Dwayne, our daughters went to school together. He moved up there and was the insurance agent at Farm Bureau agent at
In Archer?
Archer for a long time. Yeah, and then he's from Stephenville. You know, he's all about the Yellow Jackets, Stephenville Yellow Jackets. I call them the honeybees. Did you play football for the honeybees? You play football for the honeybees. They're the fucking Yellow Jackets. Yeah, the honeybees.
The honeybees.
And then if you were starting right tackle, which he says he was, they were the honeybees. I gave him shit.
He's
But,
starting
yeah.
right tackle. I didn't
Huh?
hear that part.
Oh, yeah.
Did they win state this year? They just barely beat Hershey
Well, I
in
guarantee
the.
you, if
Yes.
Dwayne was fucking...
Did they beat Hershey in the semifinals or the finals?
Semis, I think.
It was a pretty close game though.
Heck of a game.
Did you know Hershey's got a running back committed to UT?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They go in the top 5 running backs in the nation, or to the state of Texas. I mean, which is
They
basically
had a
the
damn
nation.
good team.
A lot of speed over there.
Yeah, a lot. They've always had, but
Semis. It was
you know
the
what
semis.
sucks is they lost that good coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
Well, that's because
Well, now
there's
they're-
nobody wants to know who's going to be there or not.
yeah. They're going to be closed now. They're fixing to be.
That's going to be a
done.
mess.
So, anyways, he played for the Honeybees, and he's your buddy.
But anyway, yeah. What the fuck was I talking about?
about Shrub was going to whip your ass.
No, he was on something before that. Oh, the Outlander.
Oh,
The
yeah, Outlander, yeah.
Yeah, he's telling me about that. He said, "Hey, you need to watch the Outlander up there." And he goes, "My God, you know, me and Mama." He said, yeah, and I could tell there was something other than the Outlander was the cool show. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, it's like I don't know what the word is." I said, "Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sex," and I said, "Is it like soft porn?" He goes, "Yep, that's exactly what I said."
So it sold you.
Yeah, I said, "No shit." He goes, I'll watch it then. And he goes, "Yeah." He said, "Man, it's good." He said, and so anyway, so I go home, and of course the first episode or two, you just kind of getting getting the story of it lined out. It's kind of boring, and I'm like, "This ain't no fucking porno." I ain't seen shit because it's sad. It's a lady and her husband. They're over in Scotland, and anyway, she gets sent back into time, like 17th century, and she gets over there and and she's trying to get back, and anyway, so it goes on.
Is it a good series?
You goddamn right. Well, this is where it gets bad because I finally made myself get through the second deal. Well, then she takes in, of course, these big Scottish. They're over there during the Scotland, British Redcoat Wars, you know, and shit like that. Well, old Jamie Frazier, that's what I call Kelly now. After watching this show, I got to where I talk about half fucking Scottish, you know. My little bunny lass, she's my little Sassenach over here. He calls her a Sassenach. I don't know what the fuck Sassenach is, but Jamie calls her just Sassenach, so I don't know.
What's her name? What's her name on it?
Well, her name, he calls her Sassenach, which I think means English lady. Sassenach. Sassenach. But Bonnie Lass, you know, means hot chick, basically. So I'm always telling Kelly, "Oh, ain't you a bonny lass today? Get your Sassenach in that fucking bed and get naked." And so anyway, but with that, he has to marry this old guy, and they had that first goddamn sex scene. I was like, okay, now we're on the fucking Outlander series.
So,
And then as the story gets in, you remember 1980 when it was so fucking hot that summer?
117.
And you know, after 10 o'clock.
Triple digits for
10
like
o'clock,
20 days.
you could not go outside and play, so we all sit in the house and watch fucking Young and Restless and Days of Our Lives. You know, we were all 12.
You mean Hope?
Yeah, we all became. That's kind of the way this Outlander, because there was 5 seasons of it. So it fucked me. I'm trying to hurry up and kill a goddamn coyote so I can go up and stay all fucking night watching fucking Outlander. Goddamn, I wonder what they're gonna do.
Is that her, Claire?
You goddamn right. That bitch right there.
And she's
then
nude
her
in it quite
daughter,
often?
Then that's old. See down here, that's old James Fraser.
Yeah.
Jamie, and her name's Claire, and Claire is a hot ass bitch, and I think it's that accent does it for me too. Of course, when she gets naked, it's awesome.
That's a big plus when she gets
and I
naked.
go
What's her real name? What's her actress? I mean, what's her name?
Fuck, I don't know. Claire Fraser is all I know. And
Claire
I
and
don't give a
Jamie.
fuck about her real name.
Catrion Bath.
What
is her name? Her name is Catrion.
Bath?
Catrion.
It's her
His name's Sam. Yeah, I'm not
C-A-I-T-R.
gonna fucking Sam.
Catriona Boff? Or
Catrion. There is one part in this motherfucker you don't want to watch.
What?
Because there's a gay rape scene, and I had to fast forward through that motherfucker. Now,
That's tough.
the shrub.
I'm assuming
that may be what shrub looked on it.
That's what got him.
That may caused this hesitation. Well, they got this little gay sex scene. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got Woody that time.
Oh, Shrub, boy, he's
Like
gonna catch shit about
Seinfeld.
this.
You ought to see the daughter of that, Brianna Fraser. Ooh, now she's hot. And she finally got incorporated in the deal. And
So if it had been a lesbian scene, would you have fast forwarded it then?
He wouldn't have minded.
no.
Okay, no.
He wouldn't have minded as bad.
Well, it all depends if they're butch lesbians or lipstick lesbians. There is a difference.
Oh, she's a ginger.
You goddamn right. There's lots of gingers in that too, saying she's a bonny lass.
Oh, she is a pretty girl.
You goddamn right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she
Beautiful.
looks way better naked.
She's been. Oh, she looks better. She's in there
Yeah.
naked.
Yeah, she gets
Brianna McKenzie. I wonder what else she's been in.
Yeah, they rape her ass too.
God.
A lot of
I
raping
guarantee you,
going
they don't
on.
fuck around on the show, my God. They'll kill you. They'll rape you, man or beast. They don't give a shit.
Man or beast.
Yeah, they will fuck
Have you watched the? What's the one with the Hobbit? Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Yeah.
on HBO,
Yeah.
Game of
I
Thrones.
couldn't get into it. I watched about 2 episodes
I
or
have
3, and
never
I could
watched
not
it.
get
It's
into
pretty
it.
good.
Everybody says if you
have
get
not
into it, it's
seen
good.
the end.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
I haven't seen the end of Ozark yet. I've watched all
I
of
haven't
it.
either.
I've got 6, like whatever the.
Ozark? That's
Ozark.
Kelly's goddamn soap
The
opera.
Peaky Blinders is the best series.
Yes, I
I
finished
couldn't
it.
watch that one.
And they quit it.
Yeah. Well,
And I've watched it probably 5 times.
Have you watched The Wire?
No.
It's
That's
on
the best.
HBO
That's the
Max.
best episode. That's the best series on TV. I
I'll
think.
check it
Better.
out.
It's better than Sopranos, which I
Oh,
love.
I
The Sopranos.
did too.
The Wire is better
I
than The
never
Sopranos. I
watched an
think.
episode of Sopranos.
Oh, those are damn
It's
good.
good.
Those
But
are
you're
great
done with
series.
Peaky Blinders. You finished. You watched. You're done.
Yeah, I'm
They're
watching
gonna do a
it again
movie.
for the 5th time.
They're gonna do a movie though.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why, because the end kind of pissed me off because there was it wasn't an ending.
No, it wasn't.
Like he
no
just kind
finality
of.
to it.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I got to looking, and they're gonna do like a movie on it.
Did you watch
See,
The
I've-
Saints of Newark?
Mm-mm.
That's the Sopranos movie with
Right, the prequel.
I didn't know that.
and it went back to Anthony Soprano as a kid, how he got in the game.
Right.
And I'm assuming they're fixing to come out with a new series.
Interesting.
You know,
Is there any fornication in Peaky Blinders?
Yes, a lot.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
I might
You'll
have
like
to
it,
watch
Clay.
so the
A lot
Wire,
of violence.
the Wire does too.
Yeah. If
But
you,
I think
The
it's
Wire?
based on the
Very
Shelby
good.
company.
Uh-huh.
The Shelby Mustang. You notice
Uh-huh.
always working on cars.
Oh, right. Yeah, he did that in season 4, I think.
Yeah, they're always there,
Right.
but we never get
So it
there.
might be the Shelby Mustang would
Yeah.
be theirs.
That that group. Yeah.
I started rewatching it again, and the first season was a lot better than I thought. Because, like, when I was watching it, I was trying to do like Clay was doing with Outlanders. I'm trying to just burn through these
Catch up.
episodes and just get as
Right.
far as I can. So the first season, to me, was a little slow. But now that I've seen it all, I like the first season.
Oh yeah.
Of Peaky Blinders.
Of Peaky Blinders.
See, I watched it and I couldn't get into it. I love
That's
history.
awesome.
Alfie
Same deal. I
Alfie
never
Solomons is the
Uh-huh.
best character.
Him and the main
Tommy
character.
Shelby.
Now,
Yeah,
where do you
they're
get
awesome.
so now the Shelby guy worked for Mustang. He developed the Ford. I mean, he developed the Mustang car.
The name.
The Shelby
they're
guy.
working on cars in
All
the
the
movie
time.
all the time. It's not in the forefront.
But I
It's
see what
in
you're
their
saying.
factories and stuff,
But
yeah.
but Shelby, and I can't remember his first name. He invented the Mustang.
Oh, I have no idea.
Jeff, it would be fictional, Jeff.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, he
yeah.
just said it. I'm just coming up with a deal. You talked about. I'll tell you another movie I watched that's got a lot of history in it, and you're gonna laugh because this is a chick series, but it's really good. Downton Abbey. Absolutely loved it. Me and Michelle watched it. It's one of my favorites.
Really?
I really, really liked it. I watched a series that just came out the other day, and it was one season long. I'm trying to think of what it was, and I watched a lot of TV lately. When it got hot, like you said.
It's too hot to go
Oh,
outside.
you got that
And
right.
I haven't been reading. I've been watching a lot of documentaries too. I'll tell you what you would really like. You like music. I watched a documentary called The Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew, Glenn Campbell was in it. Cher was
Wow.
part of it. It's a group of musicians. Tommy Tedesco. There was a group of musicians that played all the music for a lot of big time hits that you've seen. California Dreaming by the Mamas and Papas. Everything by the Beach Boys. They did all the music. They didn't do the bands never even played the Monkees never played their music till they went on a concert deal. They never touched it.
Really?
This group of people that worked for Capitol Records and these other places had these studios, and what's the goofy son of a bitch? Phil Spector. It was his studio too, and he had all these people work for him. And Glenn Campbell was one of them. Glenn Campbell just played a guitar in there, and he sang and got his own gig and stuff. But these guys were studio guys, and most all the big music from '65 to '75 come out of the Wrecking Crew. Was the name of these guys.
I
It's a
didn't know that.
documentary, and it is a great series.
Wrote the songs, did
The
the lyrics.
songs would have been right by, like Brian Wilson would come in there with music like Good Vibrations. He would come in there with the music. Well, his band wasn't good enough. So he liked to go to these guys so they could put
Right.
it in studio and do a
Right.
track on it. And they did all the music on this shit.
I didn't know that.
The guy told, one of the guys played, he played like a flute or a recorder or whatever it was called. They did the MASH song. Tons of theme songs to these shows. The Wrecking
Really?
Crew did them, but these guys would write them, but they would do the music, and it was, you'd listen and think, oh my God, that's a song to this or to that. Gilligan's Island, all kinds of shit. But the guy said, we were Milli Vanilli before there was a Milli Vanilli. We were the ones doing the music, and then these bands would go on, like the Monkees, and go out on stage. They didn't even know how to play music. They were just some guys they pulled off the street to be the Monkees, other than the guy that was the singer.
That's interesting.
But it was a really cool, but it's a documentary,
Thank you.
and I watched it the other day. And I watched another series that was really good, and I can't remember what the hell it was either. But I hate finding a thing on Netflix or Amazon that's just one season.
I do too.
Because I want 5 or 6 seasons, because if
Yeah.
I like it, I want to continue to watch it. The Wire is 6 seasons long.
I'll
and it's
watch it.
14 episodes per season, and I'm telling you, between now and when you start 2-a-days, you will watch the whole thing. I'm staying up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like looking at all that, and I was like, shit, we got to be at the fucking lodge at 9 in the morning. It's time to go to
Yeah,
bed.
you ought to
Sorta
be
like
trying to kill a
Breaking
cow.
Bad.
One night I was watching, and you were fucking coyote hunting. It was on a weekend. It was late Saturday night, because I hate weekends. I'm going to tell you right now, I hate weekends.
Why?
I love them.
I can't stand weekends because it's dead time to me.
Oh.
During hunting season, I like weekends. This time of year, it takes me out of my rhythm. I like coming out here every day. I like-
Routine.
Yeah,
It's just-
same
it-
here.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck to go this weekend. I need to go somewhere. I need to go to Nebraska, game country in Nebraska.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
call Blake Poppy in just a minute. He got all
trying to-
kinds.
right now.
Nebraska and Kansas. I need to. That's a quick trip. I can go up and kill a coyote in Kansas, kill a coyote in
Luke Musgrove and Great Bend would love to have you up there, and I
Where?
promise you, Great Bend, Kansas, right in the middle of
Great
it.
Bend.
6 hours away.
6 hours away, due north of here, and then you can go from there. You could go up to see Blake and them in Grant. Is Josh back? She's still
I
Maryland.
like that place. I went up there that one time, checked all their country out. It's a cool little spot.
I just saw your Nebraska opened up elk hunting in July.
No
Really?
shit.
They're that big of a nuisance, I guess.
No
They're
shit.
just wrecking corn crops in July, like coming up in
Well, you
10
talking about shooting
days.
some in some fucking velvet.
But they were
Guns
saying
and everything, huh?
I-
Just open.
I'll pull it up.
I
But
bet
like,
they're limited tags though.
but Blake was like, "There's so much meat that's gonna go bad because it's gonna be 100 degrees. You're gonna shoot
Yeah.
a fucking elk." And he's like, "It's gonna go bad right away." He's like, "There's no
Yeah.
way you can get an elk clean fast enough."
wow.
Wow.
Well, most of those elk are going to be cleaned where you can pull up to a fucking truck and get in on a truck and go somewhere. They're not shooting them up and where they're having to use mules and shit.
I need to go up there where all them cattle died in Kansas. I guarantee there'll be a coyote.
Do you buy that?
What's the story on that, Clay?
Yeah, what is it?
I
You've been around
guarantee
a lot of
there's
cattle.
bullshit.
We're well
Yeah, 'cause
communicated.
I got my buddies that work up all up in that son of a bitch. Matter of fact, that one video I posted on there today, he's down the road from that fucking place. He's like, I got 68,000 right here behind us. We didn't lose that. Why didn't ours die?
Has anybody actually seen them? Because we got guys on our private
they're dead, yeah.
private podcast page. Though it don't matter where something happens. People say I live 3 miles from there. That shit. I don't give a fuck what happens. Or they say it does show something happening. Do you know anybody that can tell you that saw them animals? Legitimately,
I never even
I
asked
haven't.
them,
But you think that you would have
But-
somebody? I saw them. I haven't had one person do that. And then the coal train that derailed at Lawrence, Kansas.
I heard
And they
that.
said it had to be man-made cause. Blah 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 blah. I don't know if that's true. It's sad. Shit happens on the fucking news.
My deal is,
I don't believe it half the time.
if it
I know.
happened at that figure, where there's 18 feed yards that hold 50,000 or more cattle. All right, there's 2 feed yards that hold 130,000 plus, but the data that they're showing doesn't match up with the weather data of those days.
Right.
Even on the deal, it was like 91 degrees that one day on I think July 12th with 35% humidity.
Right.
This week it's like 105 up there, and why ain't they dying out? But if they're dying at Joe Bob's, why
But
don't
not-
they?
but not
die-
right across the street.
The
Daryl's
chickens
over
and the
there.
turkeys, same deal. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Someone poisoned those cattle.
I
Had
mean,
to have.
and, I mean, and that can happen. You get a feed mixture,
Right.
somebody fucked up, but if you do that, you don't, that insurance don't cover that kind of fuck up.
Right.
Insurance cover that fucking natural.
We had 18 cattle out here get electrocuted one day. There was a
yeah.
pivot, and it walked up, and they fucking dead. I mean,
Yeah.
and shit happens. But there's everybody knows what happened.
Yeah.
Cattle just don't. Fuck. Did you?
But
see
we're
the,
talking thousands
Yes,
of cattle.
if it really happened.
Yeah.
Because I heard 10,000, then I had 30,000, then I heard 3,000.
I've heard
Wow.
2,000.
2,000. I mean, who knows what happened? What about the kid that played football for Baltimore Ravens that passed away unexpectedly today? 28 years old. Healthy people just dying. That was a big thing a long time
Sort of
ago.
like the Clinton deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
no,
yeah.
I think this is going to be I think this is going to be a vaccine.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
I think this
We'll
has
get
something to
kicked
do with
off
the
again.
injection. Don't know what it was. I'm telling you right now, I
Right.
don't know what it was, and I hate to speculate because the poor kid lost his life no matter what happened.
But it's happening
it's all the
often.
time. These 19-year-old kids play soccer. That's the best in shape son bitches in the world.
Oh, yeah.
You can go to Midwestern State University right now, when their football team and their soccer team start 2-a-days. That soccer team kids are in better shape than them football players are.
Hell
They
yeah.
run fucking
Different deal, yeah.
Yeah, they run and run and run and run, and then when they get done running, they run some more. And
I agree.
those kids just don't drop dead.
Rarely. Sometimes heart condition, blood, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As a head football coach, and you have a lot of common sense, and you're a good person.
Easy now, easy.
a little bit. Got a little bit.
Have you had to go to the doctor, have to get your dick pills ever?
Never had
Okay,
to
just
do
want to
that.
bring that up. Okay, here we go.
Is there a question there? Because I've got the
Fuck yeah,
article.
that-
No, I've got a real question here for you. Or not a question. Did you see? You know who Megan Rapinoe is?
No.
The lady soccer player that
Lady
takes
soccer
out
player?
again, speaks out.
Oh, yeah,
She's
yeah.
the lesbian chick, dates the
Yeah.
basketball player. She come out yesterday and told these parents, if you're worried about your kid losing his spot playing volleyball to a transgender boy, get over it. High school sports don't matter. Yesterday, the Dallas 15 and under boys elite soccer team beat the U.S. women's team, the gold winning medal teams. So yeah, it
So
does
that means
fucking
she
matter.
can- she
Damn
can-
sure
she-
matters.
Too.
She
She's
can
an
be
idiot.
replaced by 15-year-old
That's
boys.
my opinion.
She is a fucking idiot. I agree. And Subway sponsors, and I won't go to Subway because of her ass. But can you imagine her making that statement?
Get
Someone
over
that would lose her job
To a
if every one of
15-year-old
them
boy.
boys come out and said, you know what, I think I'm going to be a girl this week. Well, there's your new Olympic soccer team, 15-year-old boys.
Yeah. Oh,
I was sure proud of that swim committee
Oh,
deal
yes.
passed that
They
the
said-
other day where,
They say he's
Yeah.
whining about it, too.
oh God, don't you know it?
What'd they do?
Well,
they said he
Hallelujah.
couldn't compete.
Can't
Yeah.
compete in the
Good.
Olympics. He's got a dick.
transgender couldn't.
He's not a woman.
He does have a disadvantage,
You've
though.
got to.
He's
You've
dragging
got
an
to
anchor.
transition before you're 12 or before you're 12.
I mean, he went through puberty. He was, I don't even.
He was on the boys' swim team and couldn't make it.
He still
It's
got his.
unfair, biased. It's
Yeah, ranked what 522nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he went through puberty. His body had all the natural hormones throughout his his
How
fucking
could
muscle
you be
mass.
proud of that?
Exactly.
I want my cheerleaders to have boobs and a vagina, you know. And if you're on a woman's team, that's what I expect you to have, you know. And does it make me a sexist?
Yeah.
Oh well, shoot me.
We're made
Then,
differently.
yeah, that's exactly right. You know.
Thank God.
period.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, and
Yeah.
one of the politicians come out and said
which
that
one
too.
of the basketball teams has got the new transgender cheerleader?
No, it's Carolina Panthers.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And that ain't a good look either.
No, I
That's a
saw.
ugly
I saw.
motherfucker.
What's the show with the prison guys playing football? The new one they remade.
Longest yard.
The longest
Yeah.
yard.
Yard.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had some of those transgender cheerleaders on that thing.
That was
But-
a good show.
You were talking earlier about 5-year-olds taking the COVID vaccine. Well, that's the least of their worries because all they got to do is say they feel like a girl, and then they start injecting them with testosterone.
Where did they get
replacement.
it, though? It goes back
Therapy.
to the culture, parenting, social media, etc. They don't come up with that.
No.
No, not at
But,
all.
I mean, somebody said, I wanted to be a pirate when I was 5 years old. Like, thank
Yeah.
God they didn't lop off my fucking leg
Or
and put an
cowboy
eye patch
or
on it.
anything.
Or
a dinosaur.
Identifying as cats, and they're putting litter boxes in their classroom.
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
see
God.
that?
That's a real
We had a
thing.
guy on a podcast that deals with that.
Yeah.
A kid goes to OU. Said they have furries in their class. He goes, "There's lots of them walking
Yeah,
around.
it's
Fucking
crazy.
shocks the shit out of me."
They want litter boxes. They don't want to go to any bathroom. They want to have a litter box to go to.
You know why? Because there's not bullies like us in the world that would make fun of them like we used to.
Get your dumb
you
ass
imagine?
off the
No
fucking
shit.
litter
Yeah.
box, you goddamn motherfucker.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know what everybody else would have done? We'd have laughed. Look at that ignorant son of a bitch. He'd be ashamed to do that shit. Now they get, oh, don't talk that way about someone.
We've gone so far anti-bullying. I think there was a place for bullying. Obviously it can go too far, just like anything else. But a lot of people got whipped into shape by the peers saying, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Bullying's not the end of the world.
That's what helped me. I remember old Lee Roach. He made me fight old fucking hell. Somebody used to pick on me 24/7. He was a badass, and he made me and old Bobby Feltman fight 7 times that week. And luckily, I got good at whooping Bobby's ass. But I thought, shit, this ain't too bad. Fuck, I'm kind of a good scrapper. Created a monster.
There are times that you can go
It can go
overboard
too
on bullies,
far.
but a lot of
Sure,
these
yeah.
people that get bullied that do themselves harm or they're fucking pussies, and they need to fucking just toughen up a little bit. I hate to tell you that, and if I hurt your feelings by saying that, that's the honest to God truth.
Well,
People are too fucking sensitive these days, and they need to
Everything's
toughen
not
up.
bullying.
No.
But
Shit, no.
everybody classifies or
Yes.
tries to classify it that way.
Well,
and
and
it's not.
My
Some of it
son
is-
wants to wear a dress to school, but he keeps getting bullied. No, they're not bullying him. They're making fun of his fucking ass for being a dumbass. There's a complete different deal.
and they're holding him accountable for what he's doing. They're holding him accountable for his actions. He's the one that's being a fucking
True.
freak.
Yeah.
Like they're just holding him accountable for his weird behavior.
Now, a congressman come out 2 days ago and said, I quote, "Yes, men can have periods too."
Yes.
Where the fuck do
read
these
that
people
one.
go to fucking school at to learn this shit? And she probably has an Ivy
believe
League-
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Joe over there. He's now. If a man can bleed 7 days and not die, I'll give him that. But it ain't happening. You know.
But you know what? I could give two shits. If you
Exactly.
want to go cut your dick off,
Yes.
go cut your dick off. That's fine. Don't try to push it on me. And that's the way it is.
There you
I
go.
got lots of not lots of transgender friends, but I've got a couple, and I've got lots of gay friends, and had no
Their
problem with
choice.
them. But they're not.
Right.
They're not trying to tell me, hey, that I'm wrong for being heterosexual, they're not trying to push their agenda on me, and I'm not trying to tell them not to be queer.
Yeah.
It's just.
But how many of them? If you're born a man, you're not a woman. I don't give a shit what you do.
Exactly.
You're not a woman.
And that's the difference between the guys back then and the guys that, they're not trying to, hey, I'm a man, let's go get in women's boxing.
Exactly.
And,
Right.
they're not doing that. This new age, well, I watched a TikTok video the other day. It was a lesbian, and she goes, I think we fucked up. I think we took this a little too far. We got a new classification of crazy people. We were queer, but now there's super queers. And
Super queers.
yeah, it was funny, and she was right. I mean, she was right. He said, You know, she was talking about the marriage. You know, the being. You know, maybe we should just let them have that. Said ever since that, we started letting gays marry. He said, now we've created a super queer. And
they've let too many people in, because you just look at the acronym, and it was LGBT, and then they put a Q on there, and then they had to put a plus, and then they had to put an I, and then they had to put an A. There's no limitations to how weird people can be. And if they're just going to keep letting these people in,
yeah,
they're going to have to let every freak in.
They try to push at the extreme a little bit further. And
But
there's two sexes. I don't understand how there can be 27 different fucking deals.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, you either are gay, bisexual,
that's a
or
sexual
straight.
orientation.
But that's it. You're either gay, bi, or straight. That's it.
And that's your
Well,
choice.
and
That's
like I say,
like
I
don't
Clay
give-
said, that's our.
I don't give a
I
shit
don't
what
give
you
a
do.
fuck.
Exactly.
But don't be trying to
Well, and
men compete with there's common sense.
and quit
Yes.
coming after my kids.
Yeah,
that's the big
that's-
thing.
yeah.
Because now the new Buzz Lightyear, new
You get-
Disney show, and they've got I guess it's a same sex kiss. I don't know if it's a guy.
Lesbians.
Or,
yes.
but it's
Yep.
like, I don't want to take my 7 and 3-year-olds to the movie and spend $100 for tickets and popcorn and soda, and then see two girls kiss, and now I got to explain to them what
Exactly.
happened when we
I
get out of
agree.
the fucking theater.
Yeah.
It's just leave the kids out of it.
See, and
And-
that's where
Amen.
Disney's fucking up too, because they're losing their ass on that movie. Actually, I listened to a pretty interesting deal today. Rupert Murdoch and the Murdoch family own Fox. They got out of the movie business, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago. Sold it for tons and tons of money. They're ahead of the curve because the movie Hollywood is dying a quick death. Top Gun is going to gross about $2 billion when it's done. It's probably the biggest
But you
movie
know
ever.
why?
But it's Americana, and it's
You know why?
Yeah, because
That was pretty cool that before he would do that movie, Top Gun, he made it to where it could only go to the theaters.
Really?
And
Oh,
instead of streaming it, yeah.
Right.
And
I didn't know that.
To try, yeah, I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but that was he would refuse to do it
Right.
unless they went straight to the theater.
Don't stream
try to revive going to the movies instead of sitting at the house.
Well, whatever they done
Yeah.
is they also did a recipe of making it about America, the way old
Yeah.
John Wayne movies used to be.
Yeah.
You'd leave there and you had some American pride.
Wasn't a whole lot of cussing. I mean, wasn't no F-bombs.
But that's what was the deal. Disney has went to the other side. They went so far fucking weird. Nobody wants to take their kids and be subjected to that kind of shit. Make a Home Alone movie. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know if
love
they.
that.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they cuss in Home Alone. I don't think there's any sexual stuff. They make fun of the fat brother's girlfriend.
hilarious.
It's great.
Yes.
Kids can watch it. You can watch it with your grandkids and laugh. My grandkids come over. We have movie night a lot of nights. What do we watch? We watch Home Alone. We watch Sandlot. We watch Disney movies and movies that were made back when it was family movies and stuff.
Yes.
We don't watch nothing nowadays that's new.
And great movies.
Yes, and they're
Yeah,
great still.
You can't watch The Dukes of Hazzard,
Right.
which is the most wholesome family deal in the world, or Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote and all them. Oh hell no, goddamn, can't watch any of that.
I did like Daisy Duke.
I did love. I still love Daisy Duke, but I don't know if you got the guy. There's a guy back home, and I won't mention his name. I ought to, but.
Well, hell, you've already called Shrub out.
Yeah. But anyway, I caught him one day. He was wearing Daisy Dukes. He's an old man in glasses, oil field guy. That's motherfucker wearing Daisy Dukes and the David Supply. Hell, he's all over goddamn TikTok. Yeah. But goddamn put up the Gringo Mandingo or Gringo TikTok. Yeah, because
This is Archer City Cat.
Yeah, it's Gary Joe Cutter. So it is.
There went his name.
And Andrew Lindemann, of course they work together. He works for Lindemann's, and I mean he gets drunk, and he as Andrew put on there one day, he says Gary Joe's speaking in cursive today.
Is that him?
Yep, that's him. Yeah.
Which one?
Some
do I-
bitch right there.
It's got 800,000 views.
Oh God, hell they've done banned.
He's got 69. Oh, 69
hell they
million
done
views.
banned two of his accounts, and he's had to start over.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, everybody knows Gary Joe. But that son bitch was in Daisy Dukes one day, and his nuts were hanging out on both sides. And now every time I think it scarred me.
He's got a video of his cats.
Yeah. You got to watch it when he's speaking in cursive. And then, what was the other one? Alcoholic.
Did he used to hang out at Cheyenne some back in the day?
Wouldn't surprise me. Old Gary Joe, he's fucking wild, man. Yeah.
The Gringo Mandingo.
Yeah, the Gringo Man, that's Andrew Linneman. That's some guy.
I don't know why it didn't have any sound.
But he had them Daisy Dukes on, and ever since then, I used to. Every time I said Daisy Dukes, I could think of fucking Daisy Duke.
Daisy.
Now it's him.
Took that
Now
away.
you're thinking them fucking nuts hanging out of them goddamn
Nuts hanging.
God.
You know, of all the, we all grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard, the three of us here,
Yeah.
before he
Not
was
me.
on deal. They didn't even it was already way off. But do you remember anything racist ever about that show? Did they even have anybody of different color on there ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember very many black people even being on there, but I
Yeah.
don't remember nothing racist about it. at
No,
all.
absolutely not. No.
Now, did you watch Sanford and Son ever?
Oh yeah.
I never thought it was racist. I thought it was funny as hell.
Oh, fuck.
Archie
He
Bunker,
was-
and there's
yeah.
a lot of stuff on
Oh,
that
fuck.
pushing
Hell, that was
limits,
racist.
but it was
Jeffersons.
all in good fun.
People
I
had a
mean,
sense of
Red
humor.
Fox
Yes,
beat up
had
on the
a
white
sense of
people
humor.
on there just as
All
bad
the
as Archie
time.
Bunker beat up on the black people. But back then you could get away with it
And nobody griped.
and they a lot of time carried a message with it.
Yes.
You know, and
My favorite thing on Red Fox ever, and I've got him on DVR. I love them shows. He goes to court, and he tells this judge. He said, "Judge, a black man can't get a fair trial in this court." He goes, "Look around." The judge goes, "I'm black. You don't count because you're the judge." So he tells the judge, but he goes, "Look at here. You got enough." And he used the N word. Red Fox did.
Yeah.
In here, enough in here to make a Tarzan movie, and that's what he says.
And that was on
Today,
cable.
today,
Mm.
he used the N word. He said there's enough people in there to make a Tarzan movie. They would have a fit over that
Yes,
shit.
they would.
Nobody got mad. They laughed about the shit. It was funny.
Well,
And we have where have
why
we
are
gotten
we
the world?
allowing it?
I
Are
don't.
the
that's-
people
I
in
don't
control?
understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't understand. People need a sense of humor. I love black comedy. My God, Bernie Mac. There wasn't maybe
Richard
a funnier
Pryor.
man alive than
Oh.
Bernie Mac was my favorite. But you watch it. They make fun of black people. They make fun of white people. I've never been offended by someone making fun of white people. Fuck, I make fun of white people.
As long as it's
That-
halfway true, like, it's,
I mean,
you got
if
me there.
Everybody's different. Every ethnic group is different. You know.
Yes.
You know, we don't make fun of Chinese people because we don't know enough about them. But if you're black, Mexican, or white, you're around each other in this country we live in. We're the only country in the world that's a melting pot. You know, you go to China, there's not very many white people. I don't know if they have any Mexicans there because they got a wall. You know, there's just not much going on there. But man, America's great, and we're getting rid of what made us so great was all the different people.
Diversity.
Yeah, being able to be who they are and what they, you know. Now,
And free and independent thinking.
yeah. I relate more to poor black people than I do rich white people because I was a poor white guy. You know, I've never been a rich white guy. You know, I was more welcome in the ghetto than I ever was at Bushwood Country Club.
yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
There was
That's true.
economic racism.
yeah,
I
all the
mean,
time.
Yeah. Look
You know?
down your nose at,
You grew up poor in
Oh,
Wichita
that's-
Falls, you're poor. No matter, they don't give a shit what color you are.
yeah.
Keep him out of our side of the town.
Economic disparity, I guess you'd call it.
We all didn't play for the honeybees like old Shrub did we?
The old shrub and them honeybees. Yeah, that's exactly right.
What?
Goddamn shrub.
Does
Now,
he get all worked up when
You
you
know-
come around?
oh hell yeah. But me and him are like Fred and Barney. I guarantee you, me and him are just like him because
He's Barney, right?
You can't piss some bitch off. Like I
No.
say, he was punch drunk that one night. But that's the only time I've ever seen him.
That's the
He
only
can get
time I've
offended as
ever
that
heard
guy.
of him being mad.
Yeah. Hell no.
Was he mad at you when that day ended?
Huh?
Did he talk to
he
you the
was
next
No,
day?
fuck no. We thought, hell, we still laugh about it.
That time Shrub tried to whip my ass.
Yeah, them. No, hell no. That's
We got a Shrub in Knox City, and that's what I'm gonna start calling him next
Yeah,
time I
that's-
see him. That's a perfect.
Oh my God! Yeah, the Shrub. The bad thing about Shrub, he's a poor boy like the rest of us, but he'd been an insurance guy and he's working for an insurance guy out of Stevensville. But then he went and got his real estate deal, and he was kind of doing both of them out there. I said, dude, you can't. You can either be an insurance guy or you can be a real estate. You can't do one or the other. I've been telling him for the last 4 or 5 years since he got his license, go be a real estate guy, and he is the perfect real estate guy because everybody
Yes.
likes Dwayne. He's got that personality, except
He's
for
smart.
me. I can't stand that motherfucker. But he's got that good personality, and he knows he's from Stephenville. He was starting right tackle for
That's
the
right.
goddamn honeybee. and so anyway, he finally done it last year. He quit him. and went out on his own. He was nervous as long-tailed cat in a room
Is he
full of
doing
rock.
good?
Hell, that son of a bitch got dang made. I don't know if he wants me to tell, but I don't give a fuck. Like $350,000.
What you do, whip your ass?
And
Yeah, exactly.
what was bad, he goes, man, yeah, I made it. I said, yeah, you know what's bad? He goes, if you'd listened to me, you'd have already been a millionaire by now. And he goes, yeah, that's probably fucking true. 3 years if
Got
you
him
made
a
that.
pool?
But I said, see, always listen to fucking
He got him a
Coyote Man.
swimming pool?
Oh,
Ingram
fuck
Paul.
yeah. I mean,
Poor bastard.
yeah, that's somebody said he done got this. Yeah, like I say, he was a poor boy that finally got money. Now he's like, I want this, I want that, I want the G.I. Joe with the
He done
Kung
you
Fu
like,
grip.
like you at the Sea-Doo place.
Yeah, exactly.
What is I was so disappointed when you told the story about going to the gay bar in Arlington. You forgot what I'm talking about already.
Spirits.
Oh, I don't know the name
Spirit
of it.
at the Hilton.
Yes, yeah,
At the
yeah.
Hilton.
They were. We stayed at the Hilton in Arlington. That's where we stayed at. They
Yeah.
don't have spirits no more.
They closed her down.
I don't know if it, what it was then, but
Well, there's probably several Hiltons in there in Arlington.
there's only one in Arlington.
Really?
Yeah, the Hilton that we stayed at. It's like right across from Wet 'n Wild.
That'd be it.
The what is
What night of the streak are you on? Your coyote killing.
173 tonight.
my question.
192 coyotes.
Well, my question was though, I was so disappointed. Nobody knew that guy in Snyder that got thrown out that night. That you said you've never seen him since.
Oh, Forrest?
No, I don't know the guy's name.
Oh,
that you-
no, that was Sean Wright.
Sean Wright,
He
yeah.
was from Waco.
Waco,
yeah,
okay.
the guy from Snyder's one of
The girl was gonna whip your ass.
Forrest,
The
yeah.
little shrub, the other
Boy,
shrub.
where I come from, we treat women with respect. Motherfucker, where I come from, we beat the fuck out of some bitches, grab their collar. Yeah.
Have you ever
Goddamn, that was funny.
have you ever seen Clay fight?
Yes.
You have
Yes. One time.
one time.
Yeah. Matt got in a fight. Looked for the guy.
Oh, I forgot all about
they
that,
double teamed him. So I was coaching. Looked for the guy. Found him. Middle of Highway 79. Big guy. His friend comes out there. Clay's walking away. Matt whipped his ass. The guy knocks his hat off. And
No.
before that, he gonna jump in. Clay comes with the left hook. Had to break his nose.
guy,
I mean,
Harvey.
smashed it.
Harvey?
Yes.
Yeah, because they
Then he
jumped
kicked
Matt.
him when he knocked his hat off.
Well, I couldn't find my hat, and everybody's going, Clay,
Yeah.
I done beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he.
And I was like, God
Big
damn, I got a
dude.
brand only new hat I've ever bought in my fucking life. And I'm like, I ain't leaving this motherfucker till I find my goddamn hat. Clay, the cops are on the way. I don't give a fuck. And then all of a sudden, and he's sitting there on his ass in the middle of the street, beat the fuck out. I see a little piece of my hat sticking out from underneath his ass.
No.
And some bitch is
And
laying
we went out there to get him off, and when he's in that zone,
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna jump in. I'm fixed to get killed. He was a big dude, and
As coaching, it wasn't good.
he's in a zone. He's in a different zone. I mean, you got to
Clay?
sort of be careful. Yeah.
Yo, anger, yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting that blackout mode.
Shrub didn't know what he almost got into.
That was
You
giggle-
didn't. You
that
didn't
was
black
giggle
out
time.
with Shrub.
Yeah, he
That's
wasn't
a
gonna
whole
hurt Shrub.
If Shrub would have slapped you, what would you have
That would
done?
have been like, it's fucking fighting your little brother.
Yeah. What would you have done if he'd have slapped you?
I'd have
he
laughed
threw
my
up.
fucking
You would've
ass
laughed.
off. I would have laughed. It ain't funny. It ain't funny. I know exactly.
He pushed him or threw a little something, and
Yeah.
that was.
That's
Clay,
enough.
you done yet? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. It was funny as hell.
And then there was a time at the coyote contest where they screwed you out of the winnings. That was
Yeah,
almost,
that one I was.
That one was almost.
I think
about
about
as
you every
mad
time I
as
go to
I've
Elk City.
Ever been? I'm not
I'm
scared to
telling
get
you.
my ass whooped, but
Still fucking mad.
I don't know if they could have. But
You didn't hang.
$8,000,
That's a big payday.
and they cheated.
Yeah, that's right. They did. And
Well,
a guy
they did.
messaged
Money
a guy
didn't
messaged
have
me and
nothing
told me
fucking-
that.
Yeah, they're supposed to pick.
Yeah.
He just grabbed Clay.
Yeah. Clay Reid's taking this one. And what was bad is it turns out is the guys that they give it to win it turned out to be the real cheaters.
Oh, really?
Actual
Yes.
cheaters. They were the ones that they've been cheating at all these hunts.
We get the pickup, and I start back in. I said, "This bullshit," and Clay come over and said,
I was
"Okay."
on felony probation at the time.
He said, "You know I'm going. You know when it starts, it's not going to be
It's
good."
gonna be bad.
And
Show
I'm-
Pony was thinking.
and
Yeah.
I'm going to jail. I said, damn, it's $8,000. He said, I know.
But I'm going to jail.
And so I got to pick up.
You didn't hang out with Clay and a lot of things because Kim would not have let you enjoy you much, would she have?
I have a previous life I'll talk about after retirement.
But I'm saying your wife would not have appreciated you going on a lot of Clay's adventures.
Oh, yeah, we're good friends. I mean, he's like another brother.
I'm talking about when he was being show pony a lot
He
of
was
times.
the show pony.
Oh, I don't know.
Like when you carried your wife when she peed her pants out of the car deal that time?
Yeah, he was around.
Yeah,
yeah. He was a
same
little show
circle.
pony himself at that time.
Yeah.
And like he said, he'll go into that.
Yeah, he's
later.
told me we got some good stories. I know some old Mitch stories,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, he can put me to shame on some of them. Yeah.
but you got a hell of a story to tell.
Yeah.
How many more years are you going to coach? You want to talk about that now or not? You
We'll
going to play
see.
year by
Get
year?
the pet scan Friday. That's a big deal. And I don't know.
You've given a lot back. I mean, you coached Andy. How old are you, Andy?
34.
And you coached Andy when he was all through high school, and you're Andy's 8th grade year. You put in your time,
Yes.
and it's
That's a
time
long
to
time.
it's time to enjoy life.
Yes, but got to feed my fishing habit. So I'm trying to figure out what I would do.
How
to
the hell do you
supplement.
lose your keys?
I was working on the boat. I always put them same place. Creature habit, all that. I don't know. I went blank. I've had some of
Same
that
way
since
you
I
leave fish in the live well.
exactly.
Ooh.
And with age getting worse, of course.
It
and
does
I
happen.
don't know.
Did you do that or Hammy did that?
Jaime left the fishing.
Here
Yeah.
the other day,
That's a bad fucking.
Oh.
5 days later.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like finding a dove vest with a dove in the
Yeah,
fucking
and I don't
bag.
let him
Oh, no,
forget it
10
either.
times worse.
It was bad.
That's
Was it in
fucking
your
bad.
boat?
But they were still on the stringer,
That's the same.
and we had a couple of cool days and then 2 hot days, so it could have been worse.
Is it
what
your
I'm
boat?
saying. Yes.
Oof.
Let me ask you something. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but would you coach again if you're 20 years old? Would you do
Yes.
the way it is now? You would.
Yes.
You get back into it?
It's a calling. It's more than a profession.
Mm-hmm.
I love a lot about it. A lot's changed, but I love being around the kids. Young men, young women, getting to share what he's done for me, my Lord and Savior, and Father God. I love that part of it. Love the people in the business. Yes, I would probably go back in it. Would I like to make more money? Yes. But
Well, I just meant like with the way things are, like the political side of everything of being a coach or
I don't do it.
any.
I don't do it. Never have.
You're at a place you don't have to do that.
Well, I've never have.
No, you're not going to sell out who you are, but you can
Big
do
Spring's
that.
a great example.
But you can do that
Some do.
in some town. No, I mean you can be who you are, and
Yes.
people respect you in a small town because the politics are still played by people that are
Politics will
like-minded.
always catch up with you if you're a coach or a teacher or anything.
anything.
And I'm pretty straightforward. I mean, not mean, but at the same time, I'm not putting up.
You're true to your own
bullcrap.
convictions.
Yes.
And we need more of that in the world. But you
Exactly,
can
I agree.
you can get by with that in certain places. You can't get
You're
by
right.
you can't get by that in Dallas nowadays hardly.
You know what
No.
you need
But
more?
outside of Dallas in a small town, you're going to find people that are just like us that appreciate that. You're going to have a few people that are going
Sure.
to be, but the majority of people,
There are other jobs.
majority of people want you to be who you are because they
Yes.
respect that and appreciate that.
Well,
Till
they got
you
lots
disagree.
of guys like that, but you know what they don't have is lots of guys that sit at a cafe table in the early morning with a set of nuts enough to say, call bullshit to a guy that's at fucking coach last night.
Right.
I can't believe that motherfucker called that goddamn play. You know, goddamn, he fucking should have done this. But everybody just sits there and goes, yeah, I know
you're
that
right.
motherfucker. You know, they
Not
instead of-
Clay. He doesn't.
No,
no,
I
and
know.
we need that. The coach is doing his job.
Yeah,
There's not a
yes.
coach out there that wants to lose.
Exactly.
Have you
And
ever
some are
wanted?
better than others?
Have you ever? How long you been coaching?
30 years.
At
Going
30
on 31.
In 30 years, have you ever walked out the store and said, boy, I hope we get our ass whooped today. I don't want to win.
No.
I'm going to try to play some plays that I'm going to make that 16-year-old kid that jacks off every time he's in the shower. I'm going to make him throw 3 interceptions tonight.
Never had those thoughts. No.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, but they think that.
Yeah.
Always come from hope. I've been in positions against better teams where you hope things happen and you know it's going to be tough, but no, I've never thought that way.
Who's the greatest athlete you've coached?
James Washington.
or Riley. I think Quentin Spells is a good athlete. as
Him and Jesse Ramos. Jesse Ramos,
Was Quentin up there with him?
no.
Not as good as James.
He's a hell of an athlete, but Jesse Ramos, you couldn't tackle him in a phone booth. As Terry
That
Wolf said.
motherfucker was a freak.
What about-
James and Jesse would be
What about Bobby Dawkins?
badass.
Unlimited potential.
Yeah.
Kid
Yeah.
from Mundy, Texas.
Could have played.
Went to
at the-
Florida State offered him
yeah.
a full ride, and then
Yeah.
he got in trouble.
Yeah.
He never get to play ball, but
Selling,
He
something
would've-
like that.
he looks like Debo. Big, like on Debo on Friday, or the guy that's in
I
the
don't
Green
even know
Mile.
who that
The
is.
guy in the Green Mile, 6'4",
Oh, yeah.
260 pounds,
Yeah.
You got
solid
knocked
fucking
the
rock.
fuck
Run, run
Yeah.
14 something in the hurdles.
I mean, just a phenomenal athlete.
when I
generational.
was there, he was going to be a senior. Did his running, but come and told Coach Edwards making too much money,
Really?
not playing. Yeah.
Full ride to Florida State. Well, you know, Bobby Bowden cried that day when he found out Boy wasn't going to school.
No,
Well,
he
that's the
probably
story I got. I don't know if it's true.
I think
or
it's.
not.
I
He
think there's a lot of
probably
truth to
didn't
that.
because he's probably got 6 other kids that are going to do
No,
the same thing.
not like this kid though.
Oh, I guarantee you. He's-
No, this kid was a special type
Bobby
of.
Bowden's gone through it.
No. I'm not saying that, but this is the kind of kid that would be an NFL first round linebacker probably. I mean,
I can't
those
find
guys.
anything on him.
On who?
Bobby Dawkins.
Well, it was way before the internet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
When was it?
1987,
I went
88,
there in
89.
89, 91.
Yeah, somewhere in
My
that
first
time.
year there was 92. Only
Yeah.
year there. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find anything on it. You were always the coach that, like, when you didn't say much because, Hutch or whatever.
You didn't
but-
play defense.
Huh? But when you tried to rally the troops, whatever you said always really hit home. More so, well, because, Hutch, he's just fucking.
Mitch was
he-
the good cop.
Not,
No,
no,
I
no,
was the
no,
bad
no,
cop
no,
a
no.
lot.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
but you knew if you got your ass chewed, it was warranted.
Genuine.
And you were loved.
Yes.
That's always my hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a razor's edge that you're on
Yes.
because you've got to correct them,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you have to be harsh, but it's all coming from a good place.
But you tell them that up front. This,
right.
It's an emotional game. That's the way I coach it, the way I played it, and it's not personal.
Right. Yeah.
And
In 30 years of coaching, you
they
think
watch you. They know. Kids know.
Oh yeah, their bullshit
know.
detector
Yeah.
is way
Way up there.
way better than
Yes.
what we give them credit
And
for.
we got a lot of some in the profession that do that.
you're,
Most 90% are really good for the right reason.
you're Coach Mack to the kids that coached at Bryson when you coached.
Mm-hmm.
When
Still
you come
have
here
contacts,
at
yeah.
Knox City, you're still Coach Mack to the people in town.
Yes, sir.
When you're at Big Spring, wherever you're at, you're still Coach Mack to those kids.
Yes, sir.
And I don't think people realize how many people that a coach like you affects,
yeah.
because you still, 30 years later, that kid you coached when he was 16 that's 40 years old now, you're still Coach Mack to him, and he looks up to you, and you make a difference in their life. And there's not a lot of jobs like that out there.
And that's probably when you get a little bit of feedback like that, makes it all worth it.
Yeah, because when you come to Knox City to town, you're still Coach Mack that used to be here.
Yes.
Those people that see you, hey, I saw Coach Mack in town, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And when you're in
Yeah.
Stanford, you're still Coach Mack.
Yes.
And you'll be that way forever. And now you're in Haskell, which is the enemy territory of Stanford, but you're that to them people too. And that's an amazing thing.
Yes, it is because
But he'll always be the goose.
I'm the maverick. But yeah, it's a calling, and God's blessed me greatly.
Well, the hardest person that I felt sorry for the most in your life would be Kim.
It's the
The
hardest
coaches' wives
job.
to listen to the
that
shit
me and
that they
Clay's
have.
wife's the hardest job.
Whatever.
She got fake boobs, and he's got that medicine. They're good.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I got the
Sorry,
big
Kim.
dick.
Gotta pull. Gotta pull.
The goddamn big dick.
You're not going to knock her up again, are you now?
Now, after that
was a
last
hesitation.
kid, she said, Doc, I don't know what you got to do to stop it, but that motherfucker may have another kid, but it ain't going to be with me. Fix me.
Have y'all thought about like a foreign exchange student or adopting?
No.
Okay, me neither.
No.
That lady calls me out here every year. Did you and Michelle, would y'all like to have a foreign exchange student? He's like, hell no.
No,
Tony'd like to get a 19-year-old girl from Norway or something.
I don't even want a dog. You know, I'm trying to kill I got 3 dogs. I'm going to get rid of them. When I want to walk out that house, I don't want to have to worry about nothing. I don't want to have to worry about Joe Bob. I've been chasing kids for 30 fucking years, and that's why I was telling him. I said, we paid our dues.
True.
Are you not coaching Little League football no more?
Fuck no.
That's a big loss for Archer City then.
I know it. I did have a good time with it, but
you meant a lot to a lot of kids though too. Those kids still look up to you.
Yeah, and what's crazy is now all them kids got kids, and yeah, I loved it. It's just like, you know, coaching. You know, that's all I ever wanted to be when I was growing up was fucking history teacher and a football coach.
Mitch can give you a job.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what him and Hutch have been telling me all my life. Man, go get your degree. And I said, y'all don't like me very much, do you? Drag me into y'all's fucking chaos.
Are you gonna ever retire?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a cowboy fan, but we don't have retirement. Our retirement is when we can't get out
It's
of
like
bed.
being a hunting
and
outfitter.
then you
Throw dirt in
pull
your
that
face.
pistol out and you put it in the engine.
Coaching, I did Little League and I did baseball and football. It's funny because you don't realize how much kids they don't get sarcasm anymore for whatever reason. Like I'm sarcastic.
I don't see
with
much
people.
of that. That's very true.
And I'm sarcastic with the kids, and like they're like, "Oh, you want me to go do that?"
Everything is serious.
Yeah,
for
but it's like no, just relax.
We grew up like that, being
Right.
smart butts.
Yeah, just sarcastic.
Yeah.
But
We didn't have thin skin.
No.
You couldn't.
No.
Andy would have been a really good coach because I watched him coach Little League this year, and he's very thorough and
I
he
have
really
no doubt.
explains stuff. And I thought you could have been a good coach. Financially, I think you made a really good choice, though.
Yeah. And I've talked to my son about it. You know, you can make a lot more money a lot of ways.
Find something that makes you happy.
that's what
He is in it.
They love him
I
over
mean,
there. My grandkids,
He loves it.
Dylan's cousins, they talk
Vic
about
loves
him.
teaching.
They love talking about T-Mac, they call him, right?
T-Mac,
They
yeah.
love T-Mac because I was at baseball, and they're like, oh, there's T-Mac over there. And I'm like, who? And they said, T-Mac. I said, what are you talking about? Little McLemore. I go, Ty? Yeah, he's a baseball coach. I was like, that just cracks me up thinking about
Now
that.
I was
now we
made
got
to be a
Wes.
coach.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be
Weezer's
fun.
working over there now, too.
Yeah.
What
got
is that
them
like
signed
working
up
with them?
Tuesday? Huh?
What is that like working with your son?
It's great. It's
Yeah.
hard on him, probably.
It is.
Probably harder on him, yeah.
Do y'all
But,
disagree and butt heads?
Oh, fuck yeah.
sure.
And he don't listen.
That drives change, which is Hutch and I, another brother.
Oh my
but
God!
we,
yeah.
we didn't agree on everything.
Well, you're not going
but
to.
it drove change
Right,
in a positive way.
right.
Because I'd think about it, he'd think about it, come to a solution, whatever worked. And,
Greatest thing I ever got to do is when y'all were playing. I think you was playing at Mineral Wells, and I got to get up in the press box up there that one time, and Jeremy's up there. Of course, I got the headset on, so I can hear all the action between Jeremy and Hutch and Mitch, and it was a fucking elephant.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I got I said, yeah, that shit, man. Woo, they getting it deep now. And you would
But
swear.
I tell him that.
That's
I tell him
respect.
that it's not personal.
No.
It never was
Yes,
with
it's-
Hutch and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's respect, but it's just
Scared Colin a little bit when Hutch kicked the trash can across the room.
Oh, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it was.
Colin got up. Whoa, whoa,
When was that?
easy,
This was during the
easy.
Saturday session,
Yes.
and Hutch had enough. And
Oh, we were going back and forth. Yeah.
who told y'all enough?
Colin Howell.
He's a big man too.
Yes.
That's
yes.
a gentle giant right there.
Yeah. He's like, easy.
Kind of
Oh.
like the time Hutch had to do the same thing with me and
Yeah,
me and him.
exactly.
We was in a varmint hut,
Oh.
and that's when Hutch was just being around both of us together. We just starting out hunting.
We stressed him.
And I mean, you motherfucker, you'd swear we was fixing to kill each other. He said, y'all had me worried. Y'all had me real worried.
We stressed him out to the
I'm
point he
telling
quit
you.
hunting, basically.
Is he enjoying the retired life now?
He loves it.
I don't blame him.
I don't know how the fuck he loves it. I went to his house. I was telling you yesterday.
Yeah.
He's got 2 houses. I think he's got another
Working
one.
his butt off.
Yeah, he's got it. And I mean, he's got them all destroyed. And I was like,
What's he gonna do when he gets done doing this remodeling?
I don't know. I have a theory.
What's your theory? He's gonna go back to coach again?
I'm not.
That's
gonna
a
say.
yes.
I'll tell y'all afterwards.
Yeah, you don't.
I can. I'll
Well,
never.
it may be several years before he gets.
Yeah, the mouse is that.
Yeah. From what I look like 2 grenades went off in both of them.
I'm like Clay. I'll never get to retire ever. I'll be doing this until I can't do it
Yeah, you
anymore.
can't.
But I like what I do, so I don't go to work very many days.
Yeah.
There's very many days that I go to work. I really like what I'm doing. But I really do relish one day that I'm going to walk in here and not have to worry about nothing, and Andy's going to be running everything, and I can
Relax.
every fucking thing that everybody's ever kind of penciled to me out about, I'm going to be able to push it back on him. Everything his mom's ever told me about, because then everything that I needed to fix or do different, do this, when it's Andy's turn for me to point that out, there's going to be a reason why Andy doesn't do that, and she's going to be on his side every time.
That's ugly that you would wish that upon me. Like, I
What?
figured you would just, I don't know why you would just wish hard times upon me.
I didn't wish hard times.
No.
I just want all them things that I've been told that I'm going to need to fix by your
Those
mom.
tests
Yeah,
in life.
yes. They're going to be yours. It's going to be different how your mom all of a sudden is on
Oh,
your side,
understand.
where it was on
And
mine.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have heart disease. It was stress.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
stressful.
That's
I
what
can't
the doctor
imagine the
told me.
stress of a head football coach in a Texas town.
He said
I'm
it's going
telling
to
you,
kill you.
Yeah.
It's going to kill you.
I mean, because everywhere you go, you're going to go eat dinner, the store, you're seeing little Johnny's mom or dad, and either he didn't get a play enough or you didn't run the
yeah.
right play or whatever it is. And that stress is amazing.
Half of you love you and half of them
Yep.
hate you.
Yep.
Yep.
My dad had those averages.
Harder on the wives.
Yep. It
Yes.
is.
Yes,
It is because
absolutely.
they get the feelings hurt.
Yes.
Because as a
well, and they hear it more, too. I
They
mean, they hear
it. Yes.
in
That-
the heat of the moment.
Yep.
My
Yeah,
dad-
they're up there in the stands, you
Yeah.
know.
They hear every bit of it.
my dad coached Little League Baseball for 6 years. His last year was Tony's 6th grade year, and or coached 7 because he coached T-ball too. And a lady come to him one time, and she told him, she goes, Mr. Stanfield, how come little Johnny doesn't get a play? And I can't remember. It was Goddamn It Scotty was his name. It was his kid's name. Dad called him, Goddamn It Scotty, throw the ball. Goddamn it Scotty, do this. Goddamn it Scotty, quit pissing in the field, you know. And she's like, well, why does Scotty not get a play, ma'am? He goes, ma'am, I go by averages. She goes, oh, you mean batting averages? He said, no. He said, I got 10 kids on the team and I got 20 parents. When Scotty plays, I have 18 pissed off parents. When Scotty doesn't play, I have 2 pissed off parents. So I go with them averages.
Yeah, I'll never forget what was when I had a kid play ball for me, and he was younger. He, we had 8 9-year-olds, and he was 8-year-old, and I had a whole team full of 9-year-olds. Well, then I had like 3 fullbacks, Well, she chewed my ass. He goes, God dang, wait, my boy, God dang, the fucking fullback. I said, well, I got 3 motherfuckers that are better than him. I was not good at pulling punches. And she goes, well, I don't fucking think so. And I said, well, that's why I said, when you become the coach, you can get old little Johnny out there. And I wouldn't want to tell her this today, but she was probably right, because that boy turned out to be a bad motherfucker. He probably should have been starting fullback.
But you don't know. That conversation with her could have driven him to be better.
Yeah.
It could have lit a fire
No,
under
he
his
was
ass.
he was a hoodlum.
We have open practice.
Yeah.
So, my first question: did you come to practice? 99% of the time, no. Well, come to practice, watch your child, who's competing with, etc., and so forth. Then you have knowledge. Then we can talk.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, parent, you don't do yourself any good. I mean, it doesn't do you any good.
See, you need one of them kids like mine, Ace, iPod. You ever heard the iPod story? When Ace was,
you got to tell them want bite, Daddy.
yeah, that's Lindy. But Ace, Ace is greatest kid ever, smart as a goddamn whip, but he is not a football player. And I knew football was not his deal. He never showed any interest in football, and I don't make my kids play anything they don't want to play. And I'd ask him 100 times. I was a coach. I said, hey, you want to play? Nah, I don't play that football. No problem. Well, then when he was 9 years old, and his class, which is graduated this year, they were good. And they were damn good then. We went like 13-0, whooped everybody's ass. But anyway, Ace comes to me before the season. He goes, Dad, I'm going to play football. I said, you're going to play football? He goes, yep, if you buy me an iPod. I said, if I buy you an iPod, you're going to come out here every day in this hot Texas heat, take your hits and knocks, don't miss practice, da-da-da-da-da. Yes, with conditions. I said, "Son, what's your conditions?" He goes, "I only play defense, and I never have to carry the ball because they hit you hard when you carry the ball." I said, "All right." So all season long, that little bastard went to every goddamn practice, never missed a practice, and every game we were kicking people's ass. I mean, we were beating the shit out of everybody. And old Tony Pollock was helping me coach that year, and he said, "Ace, you want to go in?" He'd look at us, "Nah, I'm just here for the iPod."
So he set it up.
But one time, I'm out there on the field, and we was playing Seaview and kicking along at him, and I've got all the subs in, and I look over, and Oasis has got his hand up in there, and I said, "All right, my boy wants to play football. Come on, son, come out here." So I put him out there and, at safety. I said, "All right, just sit right here, just kill a man with a ball, son." And shoot, about that time, this little black kid, he breaks it loose over to the right side, and Ace runs that son of a bitch down and tackles him right before he gets to the goal line, saves the touchdown. All the buddies are high. I thought, "All right." He goes, "Dad, I love this game." I said, "All right, good deal, man. I'm proud for you, son." About 3 plays later, one of them Mexican boys, that's about three ages.
They mature fast.
Yeah, Oasis is at safety, and he's watching the ball, and this guy turkey catches him in the ear hole. Wham! I thought it killed the poor son of a bitch. He took that goddamn helmet off, fucking throwed it down. "I am done." He howled. And I said, "Well, goddamn, son, a while ago you was loving it. Did you see that boy hit me?" He said, he didn't even pick his helmet up. I had to drag his helmet up. Fuck this shit. Yeah, I'm just in it for the iPod.
How
Mitch, it's 7.
we'll get out of here.
That's all right.
How early do you think is too early for kids to play contact full blown
I think junior high's about right.
7th grade?
Yeah, Dad.
13 years
maybe
old?
5 and 6, 5th and 6th.
5th and 6th grade could do it.
Well,
'Cause-
fuck. We had goddamn 8, 9-year-olds. We had more fun than.
You're seeing
And like
it.
I say, we're
But the
good over there.
equipment's so much better than when we grew
Hell,
up.
we played with them
Yeah.
damn plastic.
And we still
Right.
played tackle football without it. So, I don't know. I think there's too much of a lot of things.
Right.
Repetitive use syndrome's the number one thing orthopedic
Orthopedic.
guys are seeing. So,
Yeah, we were talking about that. The Tommy John surgery in
Yeah,
high
that's
school
just
kids is
tip of the
up
iceberg. Yeah.
60%. I
Yeah.
mean, since like
Yeah, you don't get no
2015.
break.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a major surgery.
There's
That's a
still
big time
growth
surgery.
plates.
Yeah.
Yes.
But these kids,
Mhm.
especially like with travel base, they're playing baseball 10 months out of the year.
Well, in
Or-
football too.
or-
You,
yeah.
as soon as you get out of high school, you're going to 7-on-7, strength and condition.
Yeah.
They never get a
Yep.
fucking break. That's what we was talking about. Hey, give your kid a month
Less
off.
is more.
Yes, exactly. And
Some of
that-
these parents too are
They just
screwing
push
their
'em
kids
to-
over. There are some kids out there that have zero athletic
Zero.
genetics, and their parents make them play all the time. And their parents have got these kids that are 9 and 10 years old convinced, you know what, you're going to Ohio State and play football. That son of a bitch won't even be able to spell Ohio when he gets out of school.
If you're good enough, they'll find you.
That's
it's
exactly
real
Absolutely.
right. But
Yeah.
the thing is, if you're 5'2"
Mm-hmm.
or you're 6'9", you have a different ability. Your chances are a little bit better. Be honest with your kid. Don't set your kid up for failure. Let him play and enjoy himself. But don't
I
keep
agree.
this aspirations. Your kid's going to be the next Zeke Elliott, because he's not going to be.
Enjoy your
Yeah.
junior high school,
Yes.
pee wee. I mean, do
99%
that.
of them, even in the stud athletes, by the time they get out of high school, they're done with it anyway. They don't even want to go play fucking.
we
Yeah.
got
I mean, it takes a special kind of person to want to go through all that and then continue it when they get done.
We had a client of ours that's hunted with me for years, and his son was a pretty good baseball player. He was an above average high school baseball player. But he knew his son was going to go to UT and was going to be the next Roger Clemens. He just knew it. Knew it, and was pissed because he didn't get a scholarship to UT. And then he was pissed because he didn't. Pissed. I mean, mad. Just ruined his whole day. Even sent him to junior college for a year so he'd be ready to go to UT. Well, he got out of junior college, and he played at junior college some. But UT didn't want him. Some. That was the key, is some. But his dad thought
Had it in his head since
he had a
was
bonus
Reese's
baby
age.
right there.
7 years old.
Yeah. And his
Doesn't
kid was a
work
good
that way.
and his kid was a good kid. He was
Yeah.
a good athlete, but he wasn't that good athlete, you know? James Washington come from Stanford, Texas to the NFL because
Yes.
of his athletic ability.
Yes.
I mean, natural genetics. He works hard. He's a great. James is one of the best kids
Great
I've ever been around in my
young
life.
man.
But he genetically is gifted.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it.
And he thinks right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got his head on his shoulders too. But he's talented, athletically talented.
Yes.
Those people like that don't understand. You can work your ass off. There are
still
some
not be
there
good
are
enough.
some Rudies out there. There's
Oh,
no doubt
yeah.
about it.
No doubt.
But
They make teams, yeah.
99% of the guys in the NFL are there because of their athletic ability.
Yes.
A Cooper Cup guy has got a lot of athletic ability. He's got a lot of heart, but he's got athletic ability, and they just don't get that. And they're setting their kids up by failure by making these kids think if you don't make it to the pros, you're a loser.
You need to
No.
go watch them in person. Pro
Yes. Yes.
baseball, football, it's a different game.
Yep.
College football, D1 level, go watch them.
Yep.
They're big, they're fast, they're strong, they love what they do, and some of them, that's their ticket.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some of them really don't love football, but that's their way out. I
Right.
just saw a kid from the
Right.
Colts retired. He's third year in the league,
Yes.
played 3 years. He said, I'm done. I've got
Done.
$1 million in the bank.
Yep.
I can go do something else. I don't want to be injured and have CT syndrome.
Ministry,
But
I think.
Is that what he's doing? Good
Yeah.
for him. We went and seen Texas, and we went and watched Texas and Texas Tech play 15 years ago. And when they walked out of the tunnel to come out there, you could see the difference. If you didn't have uniforms on them, you knew the kids that were playing for UT because every one of them was 6'5" or 4 or 3, and they all had that tall, thin build, and they muscled up. And Tech's kids had some kids like that, but you could just see the difference. Now, off of that team, maybe 2 kids from each team went to the NFL. I have no idea. I can't remember.
Right.
But the athletic ability was completely the difference there between Texas was a top 10 team
Right.
there, and you could see the difference. Well, these people don't understand that.
Go
you
watch
know?
Alabama.
Yes,
Clemson,
every kid walks through that tunnel.
A&M.
You know, there ain't a small fucker on. If
No.
Alabama and Ohio State walk on the football field, they both look like giants.
Go watch Midwestern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got
Those
some
guys
good,
can play.
Yeah, but they're just not the same
Right,
level of that. There's
exactly.
maybe one kid on that football team.
JUCO's harder to play in than a 4-year school because mostly grades. It's training for Division 1 or 2.
Have you watched Last Chance U ever?
It's on
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah, a couple of times. I wouldn't really.
Them coaches are assholes.
Yeah,
That
they're
coach that
making a
cussed at those
show.
kids and stuff, and he's wondering why. Well, you win at junior college, but I can't get a job at Clemson. Well, you're telling your kids to suck your dick. What do you expect?
Yeah.
What kind of college Division I somebody?
Classless.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah,
You know,
I
classless.
have never had one. This year, my anticipation for the new college football, I just can't stand it because of that new. I want to see how the money plays out
Oh,
this
the
year.
NIL?
You know, like Texas,
Paying
that
everybody.
NIL money, and
they've ruined college football. Transfer every year. Everybody trains schools every
Well,
year.
it's
and
been
stuff.
happening. It's just now it's halfway legal.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to do it behind closed door. Yeah,
I
'cause
told Andy the person I feel sorry for the most, the girl that's the big moose that plays softball for OU, the big slugger. That
yeah,
girl,
but yeah.
she'll never make as much money as she did this year, her senior year at OU, because girls sports is not a big thing. But she's
Yeah.
got an NIL with I think 3 or 4 places, so she's probably making 6 figures at OU her senior year.
Yeah.
Pro girls softball, they're not going to pay her
I don't even know
$100,000.
how it works, but yeah.
But you take a kid like the kid at quarterback at Texas, Quinn Ewers. He's getting $1.6 million or something. In 2 years, he's made $3 million, and he hasn't taken
hadn't
a
played
snap.
a snap.
I
That
know
snap
that's
yet.
just.
The chances
I know,
of him
that's
playing
crazy.
the NFL are paper thin. When's the last kid from Texas playing the pros? Colt McCoy,
McCoy.
and Vince Young.
Yeah.
And Colt's been a backup. But you know what? Yours kid probably is going to make more money in college playing football than he ever will in the pros. There's a lot of kids going to take some pay cuts. Every kid at Alabama is getting paid big money, and some of them will
They've
never
been
make it.
getting paid for. I mean, it's been happening since beginning of time. You can shit who you want to. Yeah. That's
SMU
why
got caught.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only deal was
Yeah.
they got caught.
A school like SMU is going to turn up the apple cart because one of them schools like that is going to really unload the bank, and they're going to buy a bunch of players.
Well, that's what
And that's,
Texas
it's-
is doing
it's
right
gonna-
now.
but- yeah, but it's going to be a school that's one of these smaller schools
Yeah.
that's got a big, like Harvard. They've got the biggest.
James Madison and Deion Sanders
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
the kid $1 million.
But Harvard has the biggest. What's it called? Where you put all that money in there? Not foundation. I can't. They get
Trust?
No, but it's basically the same thing. Endowment. Harvard has the largest endowment of any college in America.
I believe
Can you imagine
that.
if Harvard wanted to get in the college football business?
Shit.
I mean, they could buy 22 players.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you $5 million a piece.
Yep.
Alabama going to give you that? No. And they get 22 high school seniors coming there, and they pay them enough money. And all of a
Saban's
sudden-
bitching about it. Saban does not like it.
Well, he shouldn't, because he built his the hard way.
You think so?
Well, yeah, he
You
built
don't think there was some shady shit going on with Saban?
They-
People want to go there.
Yeah, that's right. A 5-star kid wants to go to Alabama because they go on NFL and they watch an NFL game, and there's 10 kids from Alabama get drafted every
For
year.
the most part. I
But
mean,
yeah, I'm sure they pulled
yeah.
some punches here and there, but kids want to go to Alabama. Kids want to go to Clemson.
Yep.
Now that kid at Alabama, where he was getting 12 5-star recruits, he's getting 4 because Texas A&M paid 3 of them big money. So,
Yeah.
but what's going to happen is eventually one of these Harvard schools
It's
is
gonna
going to
get
get
into
into their deal.
football?
I
There's
think
going to be an Elon
probably
Musk
right.
out there that's got ties to a college. If T. Boone Pickens,
Well, that's what Texas has. You know, they've got a
Yes.
bunch of them motherfuckers, and that's why they got 5 of the top 10 linemen. That's why I want to see.
but they don't have they don't have the money that Harvard. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine if Elon Musk was a college
Oh, Lord.
and
Yeah, but
T. Boone
Harvard-
Pickens in his day? T. Boone Pickens right now would have bought a football team here. He was buying them anyways.
Yeah.
But legally now. But if Elon Musk wanted to get in the football business, he could buy every NFL team, every major
Yeah.
sport, couldn't he?
I saw that.
Yeah.
And only use
I
up
mean,
25% of his income.
That's amazing.
So you make a guy like that, and he says, you know what? I want the University of Texas San Antonio to be a top 5 college school. So we'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pay $10 million to every 5-star recruit to come here. Boom, they're in business. Going to ruin the game.
Through that.
It's the Wild Wild West.
Be interesting.
It is getting to that. I wonder how
They needed some money, though.
Yeah, I agree there,
yeah.
but they've got to
I don't-
regulate it somehow or another.
I agree.
I'm against it because I think a kid that goes to Division I school.
No.
We'll take James Washington for example.
Can't
James,
work,
No, I don't know, but the thing is, James Washington's going to get out of college, no college debt, will be able to get a job anywhere because he's got opens doors for him. I think they're getting compensated for what there is.
I don't think so. Not at all.
What do you think
Not
the
while
answer
you're
is?
going through the process.
What do
And
you-
if you look at the amount of money that these colleges are making off of these
Yes.
kids,
Yes, exactly.
it's a
But are we going to drop girls' sports then? Because that's what the boys' sports is paying
No,
for.
that's what I'm saying is they've got to figure out a fair way. That's like the quarterback. He's making a goddamn
he's making a
ton
killing.
of money off
Making a
NIL
fortune.
money, but his center ain't gonna make a goddamn dime.
But that
You know,
center
you've
kid's got a free chance at life that other kids don't get.
Yeah.
He played
It's not a-
football at Texas. He got a.
it's not a
he's-
free chance.
Well,
he
no,
works his
but
ass
he
off.
worked
to
his
get
ass
there.
off, but he's well compensated. He
I
graduated
don't
with no
think that
college
he's well
debt.
compensated.
Yeah, but if that motherfucker blows his knee out tomorrow,
That's right.
That college educated as a freshman, you think they're
There's-
we're gonna honor
They
your scholarship?
they should do that.
They don't.
And I don't think that, like I said, not everybody there is on a full ride.
But-
There's-
Yeah.
Most of them are on a partial
But-
scholarship.
You
Well,
s-
Division II really is.
Yeah,
you say this though. You said well they all that money they're making. Well, we'll use UT. I think
I
they bring
understand.
in the most money. But if it wasn't for their football
I
program, they
understand.
wouldn't have any other athletics there. I don't even know if their basketball team makes a profit.
I don't either.
But the girls, I promise you, the girls' sports don't. There would not be a girls' sport around if they had to use athletic money, if they didn't use the football athletic money to pay for their other
Well,
deals.
it's a beast. I mean, it's
That's-
not
that's
going
right.
away.
Texas
So,
Tech's football team pays for Texas Tech girls basketball.
Well, they
what
pay
I
for
tell
everything.
people.
That's right.
Yeah.
They pay for the entire university.
So you're going to make them take their money and pay the kids. What do you think's fair? $1,000 a month?
I don't know, Jeff. I gotta put pen to paper.
I mean, and then you've got Slick Willie that's playing quarterback. Well, he's fucking, Patrick Mahomes when he's at Tech, he's filling the seats. Well, they were filling the seats anyways, but he's the big star. But as that third string guard who works just as hard as Patrick
That's what I'm
Mahomes does,
saying.
you got to pay him exactly what you pay Patrick Mahomes if you're going to pay
That's
everybody
what
the free.
I'm saying. Yeah.
equity.
I mean, it's a screwed up
it's a
up
team
deal,
sport.
and it's
there
gotten,
should be equity.
it's gotten so far away from it. And the old timers say, well, 1968 Tennessee Volunteers. Well, they didn't have football TV contracts back then.
Exactly.
And the NCAA is like the PGA is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The PGA is fine. Did you see PGA come out today and said, in 2023, we're going to start paying more money? Well, by that time, 30% of your stars are going to be over there in Saudi making that money. And I
Yeah.
do not blame the PGA or the guys that have went
It's
to that
their
other
choice.
league.
That's
Fuck
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's money.
It's
That's
business.
what happened to the PRCA, PBR. Your PBR guys, as the guy was bringing in money to the Pro Rodeo Association. Well, then they started having them specialty bull rides where I can go over here and I can make $75,000 or I can make 5,000 at a PRCA event.
Don't take long.
That's why the PRCA dropped out of sight.
The PGA and the NCAA both are governing bodies. They're getting a shitload of money, and they basically have. I'm not going to say slave labor. It's not slave labor.
Oh,
but,
I agree.
But
Yeah.
the people that are making the money there are the least paid.
Yeah.
And so now they've got this other group
Yeah.
that's paying and sharing all that TV money and everything to them. Well, that's where they're at.
Yeah.
I saw where Brooke Koepka, I guess, or one of the guys can't play in the British Open because he's going to the LIV.
That's
well,
right.
it ain't going to take long, and the British Open and the Masters are going to say, whoa, 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 we don't care if you play in the PGA
That's right.
or the LIV. We want you to come play in our tournament, and we're going to pay regardless. The PGA ain't going to have no say-so in that shit, or they're going to lose those tournaments.
Well, the U.S. Open, they can't. I mean, it's an open qualifying tournament.
And it should be. That's the way, if you want to get
And
the
the
best,
British Open
Yeah.
is too.
a buddy of ours was Greg Norman's pilot son. He used to fly Greg a lot. And he told me 20 years ago, he said, Greg goes over and plays overseas in Europe, and he'll go to the Middle East and play, and he'll go to all over the world and play because they get appearance fees.
Yep.
You know, if he goes and plays in Bahrain or whatever, they're going to give him $1 million for showing up.
Tiger Woods, yeah.
Why would you not take that $1 million? Why would you
agree.
go play in the Las Vegas Open and not guaranteed shit? If you win the tournament, you win $1.2 million. But if you just show up in Saudi Arabia, they're going to give you $1 million plus you get a purse.
I'd go.
Fuck yeah, in a heartbeat.
It'd be easy.
Down at LIV, I saw the other day, last place paid $150,000.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot. That buys a lot of burgers for a kid
And I
trying
know
to make
nothing about that or the pay pyramid or whatever in college football. So
No, but the LIV is just like the USFL was. Everybody hated the USFL, but a lot of players went over there because it was money and it made the NFL.
Instant.
Yep, and it made the NFL better.
Yeah.
I honestly think the new USFL is. I haven't watched a game, and there's Super Bowls coming up in a week or two.
I didn't even know
That's.
there was
I just
one.
heard them. I heard them on Colin Cowherd today talking about it. It was an advertisement for it. Nobody cares. They're playing all the games in one stadium because of COVID shit. COVID's over. Fucking, you can.
Yeah, where'd it go?
Yeah, it disappeared.
It'll
quick.
come
Yeah.
back.
Oh, I
We
had
got
it.
an election
I just
coming
had
up.
it a couple weeks ago, so I guess.
Around November.
We got an election
October.
coming up. October, mid-October, we'll start seeing
I
COVID.
like what USFL. I've been watching it.
See,
You
I
haven't?
haven't watched it, but
Yeah, there's some good football too. Boy, I've seen
Those-
some of the best catches
Really?
I've ever seen.
somebody
Yeah.
that's playing right now in the USFL will be a star in the NFL next
You
year.
ain't shitting.
There's some
a
good
couple
players.
Yeah, there's some. It's been pretty good.
You
I
know,
haven't watched it.
Birmingham. They're
Andy-
the badasses.
Andy
Stallions.
talked about something earlier today. Who was it? It was the congressman today with the NFL guy.
Oh yeah, they've got some special hearing going on with Roger Goodell about the
Daniel Snyder.
Dan Snyder and a toxic work environment. And a guy, I could probably pull it up, a congressman from I think Florida. It was his turn to talk, and he said, "Chairwoman, why do we care about any of this?" He said, "We've got a food shortage, a baby formula shortage.
Yeah.
Now we got a tampon shortage. Meat factories are just catching on fire willy nilly." He's like,
Yeah.
why do we give a shit what is going on with the Washington Commanders? He said, Roger Goodell, he just told us that they handled this internally. Why are we having a special congressional meeting
That's
on what's
stupid
going
and
on?
Control.
He's
It's
like, why do
all
we
those-
care? And she's
yes.
she's banging that gavel.
Because they
and
think they control the world.
she's
That's what
banging
they
that
want.
gavel. And
Yep.
he said, you can bang that all you want. He said, I don't care. He said, this meeting is pointless. He said, we're wasting time. We're wasting taxpayers' dollars. He's
Amen.
like, this is stupid.
There's shit we could fix real quick.
Yes.
But
that
we're going to
needs
worry about what the
fixing.
NFL's doing,
Yep.
and we're going to worry about what Dan Snyder
I mean,
may or may not have done.
The bourgeoisie middle class bears the burden. Lower class bears the burden.
But this guy that's middle class that might be lower class before long has had enough of their shit.
Yeah. And that's the way it's going.
Yep. States' rights are coming down the road a lot more.
Yes.
You know, and if you don't like where you're at, go to a different state.
Amen.
Take your liberal fucking ass and go to California. I keep reading California. We pay all the bills of the red states. I don't know who the fuck you think you're paying. I ain't got a check for California yet. Have you?
They're fleeing
Yeah.
rapidly.
It's a shithole.
We need term limits on.
Everybody.
That was the one
Everybody,
thing
yeah.
that they screwed up whenever they wrote the rules to this country. Is there's no term limits for the people that probably
Except the
need them the
president,
most.
yeah.
Well,
The people that need them the most, they can just run as many times as they
They
want.
never thought anybody would want to leave their farm in Virginia to go to Washington, D.C. for 27 years.
Exactly.
They thought they'll go and serve their country, do their purpose, and leave.
And
I'm
you
gonna tell
probably died at 45.
Now
too,
they're
man, so-
multi-billionaires, millionaires. Yeah.
where I screwed up was I become a small town mayor, and I should have become a big state
There you
fucking
go.
senator or congressman, or try to be, because I got paid little, and after 10 years, I'd had enough of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, because when you don't get paid nothing and you don't get no kickbacks and there ain't nothing in there, you're doing what's good for you're trying your best to do what's good for some
help.
to town,
Yeah.
and that's it. And after that's in, them fuckers don't do nothing but try to help themselves.
Amen.
What's-
That's both sides.
Oh yeah, both sides are guilty as shit.
Yep.
And for
Not
the record,
all of them, but
no,
the majority.
your boy is a douchebag,
My boy.
Dan Crenshaw.
What did he do?
He's a dickhead.
I didn't say he was my boy.
Oh, you defended him here one day. Well,
I
Dan
didn't.
Crenshaw's a good guy. He's a piece of crap.
What did he do?
He's a piece of
He
shit. He
got,
voted the
he
guns
got
and everything
really
else.
quiet.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well,
I'm
he's-
asking you what he did.
Wants to keep giving money to Ukraine for one thing.
Well, that's a. You
and
shouldn't
then
be
he
doing
gets
that.
awful defensive when someone called him a rhino the other day. He's a douchebag, a tool. I hope he gets his ass beat.
What?
He's
What did?
changed.
Yeah,
I'll
he-
say that.
he's about
What did he do?
The
Ukraine?
The Ukraine thing's one thing just recently.
Okay.
That's the latest thing. He's a rhino. He's getting rich, and he's using his place as a Republican and from Texas to act like he's somebody he's not.
He voted against the recent gun legislation bill.
Fuck him.
He
I'll
voted
vote for
against
Clay
it.
Reid over Dan Crenshaw any day.
I like talking about boobies better.
You know what? I'd rather hear. Hey, our last
You
president.
notice I got real quiet when I had a conversation. I was waiting for the booby deal.
Our last president liked tits. You like tits. I'm voting for you.
Yeah.
Let's get off here and let's go eat
All
some
right,
shrimp.
let's go eat some lunch. It has been a pleasure talking to both of you, and I'm glad that you're doing well.
Thank you for having me.
And
Mitch is going to win district in football this year. Guaranteed them people in Haskell County.
It's always the goal.
good,
That's right.
good
And
luck.
I'm getting a new bottle of muscle relaxers.
And Shrub's going to whoop your ass. You
I'll beat his ass.
And good
think
luck.
Shrub listens to this?
Yeah, I know he's.
What? So
So if y'all need to
2
sell
days.
buy any real estate, call the Honeybee, Dewey, Elston. And
2 days, August 1st,
Yes.
7 a.m.
We'll start at 8.
Start at 8.
Yeah.
8 to 10, and then what?
8 to 11, basically, with
Oh,
a
you're-
break in there.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it's changed since I was in
yeah,
school.
we obey the rules. Yeah.
Because when I was, it was like we do 8 to 10, and then we do 7 to 9, and then
Yeah.
10
Can't
to noon.
do that anymore.
Joe Bob Tyler was like 6 in the morning till noon, and then from
And
noon,
then we would do full pads,
4 till dark.
Only
at least one practice.
Friday. Oh, yeah, Tuesdays. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we still do that quite a bit.
Well, during 2 days, it's just kind of anything goes.
Well, Friday, first day for pads. Saturday now, full pads.
Yeah.
They changed that too.
Beat the piss out of one another.
You know what? Joe Bob Tyler only practiced about 3 hours in the evening practice because Coyote Canyon didn't have lights.
There you go.
There you
That
go.
was the only reason.
Oh, I've been to the 3-hour practices.
I don't know if you get as much out of them when it starts dragging on
Less
like
is
that.
more.
Less is more, baby.
He's seen us practice. We practice really fast.
and
Efficient. Be efficient.
Ain't no efficiency.
A lot of happy people in Haskell last
It's
year. Lots of
kinda
people
like-
told me.
Well,
It's like
they're
working
good
with
people.
a 2-year-old colt. After that first 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you're wasting your time. Because
Junior
he's,
high.
he's worried about something doing that. Yeah, that 30 minutes, you got his
Right.
utmost. He's paying attention after that. After you get him too fatigued, he's just trying to survive.
You still got to shoot your
Junior high
coyote tonight?
kids, 50 minutes
Yeah.
max.
You got to shoot your coyote tonight? Let's
Fuck
go get some.
yeah.
Let's
All
go
right,
eat.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
God
go.
bless
All
y'all.
right.
Have a good day.
Bye.
You could probably make a call right here and kill one.
Yeah, kill one out here, Clay. Show us how badass you are. Kill a coyote out here. Go check out all of our sponsors. Go check out Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Pacific Calls, Gundog Outdoors, Shin Gear Waders, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club Podcast, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Bang Tail Whiskey, Stanfield Andy Shaver, Dirty Duck, and Ducks Unlimited, and Double T British Kennels.